Live from the VVR studios in downtown Boston, it's showtime. Welcome to Violent Vinyl Radio. I'm your host, Des, and as always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts. First up, the podcaster, holding all the aces, Dangerous Dave.
Happy Cheery Pie 2026, folks.
And last but not least, the podcaster who likes the dark side of the beat, Lisa.
For every band that writes something earth-shatteringly important, there has to be a band that you can just go out and drink beer to.
I don't think we're getting either of those here. As always, the mission of this show is for us to introduce each other and you, the listeners, to albums and bands that you may never have heard before, while also discussing the classics. So sit back and enjoy the show. Dave, speaking of the show, where can the listeners find this fine podcast?
We are available on most podcast outlets. Also, check us out on YouTube. Give us a listen, like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend about us. If you are on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star review. It really helps out the show. You can find us on all our social medias. We are on Instagram at VVR Podcast Insta. And we are on Facebook at Violent Vinyl Podcast.
Sweet. Guys, if you want to help the show out, head over to our merch store at vvr.printify, printify.me, and pick up your swag. We got coffee mugs and we got shirts. And guys, as you can see here, I am wearing my new Hey Did You Ever See That Movie shirt, modeled after the great Reservoir Dogs movie poster. So there you go. Go over there, do that if you want to help us out.
Fantastic. Printify me, baby.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
It's super cool.
Let's head over to the mailbag. I didn't get any mail. But I do want to say, so guys, if you just even leave a thumbs up, just a thumbs up emoji in the comments, right? What it does, and I know we always say algorithm, but maybe you guys don't understand how this works, okay? So it tells the algorithm, right, that our listeners are interacting with the show. And that results in the algorithm pushing the show out to more potential listeners. And it does it in 3 stages. So the first stage is it shows our content to the people that normally listen to our show, right? And if nobody interacts with it at all, no thumbs up, no likes, no nothing, then that's pretty much where it stops. So it goes in 3 stages. But if you guys give us a thumbs up or comment or then what the algorithm does is it takes you to the next level where it will show you to some more people that kind of, listen to stuff that's sort of like our show. And if they like and subscribe or comment, then it will go the next level and it will really start showing our podcast to more people. So it really helps. And I would really appreciate it if you guys, at the very least, would just stop the podcast right now. And wherever you're listening, just put a even if you just hate me, which I've been told people tune in, just specifically because they hate me. But just put the little middle finger emoji and just say fuck you, Des. That's great. The algorithm doesn't know that you hate me. It just knows that you're interacting with the show. So there you go. Lisa, mail, did you get any?
No, I didn't get an email either, but
Nice.
this was the time between Christmas and New Year's when most people don't even know what day it is. They're eating cheese and chocolate and they're not doing anything productive. I had all these things I was going to do. I was going to read all these books and I was going to get caught up in podcasts and I was going to, build my business website. I was going to do all these things. You know what I did? Nothing. I did nothing. The days went by like nothing. And I think for everybody, it was like that.
And then there was eggnog loaded with whiskey.
Yeah.
And that was the end
Too
of it.
much.
I slept until 1:00 yesterday. And I only got up at 11:45 today because Dave liked something in a common fucking text I was like, oh, was that important? I looked at the phone and went, no. But thank God, I'd probably still be asleep right now. Yeah, I mean,
the haze is over, I think. So,
we put together a nice little end of the year podcast for you. We wished you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And, it was really kind of you all to extend your holiday wishes back. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. Fucking assholes.
So I got no mail and no comments. Let's get on the ball, people. Get sharing, take a second to leave a comment or even just a like. It is free. FREE.
That's
free.
Right. That's right. Let's make it a fun game. Like I said, fucking shag on me if you want. It's good. I don't care.
We did get something on the Motley Crue episode, though, on YouTube, in case nobody mentioned it yet, from Fret Noise. That's Noize. And he or she says, great episode. Dan Kincaid's track was great. Definitely agree that this is the best Crue album. That is Too Fast for Love that we reviewed a couple weeks ago. That raw, unpolished, honest sound makes it stand out from everything else they did. I forget which one of you said it, but I totally agree that this album is almost like a different band. I pretty much lost track with following the band once they started having lineup changes, so I'm most familiar with only the first 4 albums. Yeah, that's a solid policy. The whole thing with Nikki Sixx with the bass tracks live and questions about his ability to play bass seems so strange to me. I can't fathom that this whole time he couldn't play bass, and it's now just coming to light. He couldn't. Maybe he's just phoning it in now. Who knows? So thank you for writing in, Fret Noise. We appreciate you checking us out, and please continue to join us.
Yeah, that Motley Crue episode did exceptionally well. It got a fucking shitload of listens, like a shitload. It was funny. I had a couple of my friends actually reach out to me, like, musical buddies and guys that just listen to music. And they were like, Dave's theory on that being Mick Mars playing bass, like, landed hard. Like, people were like, yes, that's it. How did I not know? So very cool. Very cool.
I can't take 100% credit for that. I think I feel like I read that rumor somewhere, but
take it.
All right, I made it up.
Okay, so let's head over to the VVR Melting Pot. So as you know, we are trying to share music from independent bands and songwriters, but since we didn't get any submissions for this episode, I went ahead and recorded a brand new song over the holiday break. And when it came time to lay down the lead guitar, I wanted something ripping, something special. So I put my guitar away and I called the best lead guitar player that I know, our very own Dangerous Dave. And I said, Dave, you play a lead guitar track on my song? And he went, probably not. And I said, Dave, come on, man, just do it. Would you do it for me? And he said, got any money? And I was like, I don't have any money. He goes, got any gift cards? I said, I did get a Dunkin' Donuts gift card for Christmas for $25. He said, listen, you send me that gift card over and I'll do a lead guitar track on your song. So I sent him over the gift card. I'm making all this up. I just asked him to do it and he said he would, but he was a little begrudging about it. So there you go. I'm excited for you guys to hear. This is the first time Dave and I have ever collaborated on a song. He does play the lead guitar tracks on all the stuff we do for the podcast, the intro song and stuff like that. But this is the first time he's ever played on one of my songs. I was super psyched to get him to do it. And so with that being said, coming to you hot from the VVR Melting Pot, I present to you Sick Dog.
So long. I wrote it out in a new song.
right, there it is. Sick dog.
Yay.
Dave, that guitar track that solo is fucking awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad you
Fucking
liked it.
awesome.
I was very happy to do it, and no Duncan's gift card was necessary. But yeah, Des had a really good suggestion last time. Even if you're not a current musician or songwriter, maybe you or your mom or your dad was in a band back in the 80s. So why don't you put that song up on YouTube? Send us a link. We will check it out.
Yeah. My mom has been trying to get me to put one of her songs on this for when she was playing in the Pathos Gang, and that was with Dave Hull from Fahrenheit, and I think one of the guys from
Joe
the
Perry Project.
Yeah, and one of the guys from the Del Fuegos, I think, was on drums. Really good album. It's rock and roll. It sounds like Aerosmith, so I might do that for her. But I don't know. It feels kind of weak putting your mom's fucking music on your podcast. I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to just get some more stuff on. So guys, come on, send in your music, old bands, whatever. If you were in a band back in the 80s, fucking just send it in. Fucking let's hear it. Okay, tonight we will be discussing Shit Pie, the second studio album from Warrant, produced by Bew Hill, released on September 11th, 1990 on Columbia Records. The album peaked at the number 7 spot on the Billboard 200. Shit Pie reminded me of Spinal Tap. It was Shark Sandwich, but the reviews called it Shit Sandwich.
Yes, the album is Cherry Pie.
Holy shit. All
Let
right,
me ask you this. What did you think of their first album, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich? Do you have an opinion on that one?
I mean, both albums suck. At least this one had Uncle Tom's Cabin on it, which is really the only thing that Warrant ever did that was worth, in my opinion, worth listening
Totally
to.
disagree.
But
I like
I think
the first one better.
Yeah, I think the first one overall as a body of work is better, but you know, Uncle Tom's Cabin is their, it's their best song. So there you go. All right, this band's lineup was as follows. We have Janie Lane on vocals and acoustic guitar. We have Joey Allen on lead guitar and banjo.
Actually, harmonica as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't play the banjo or the harmonica on this album. So
I'm sure they brought in a ringer to play harmonica.
no, they did. I've got their names and banjo. So for him to put his name on this as banjo and harmonica is a little disingenuous. I mean, he may have played banjo at Guitar Center once. I don't know. We got Eric Turner on rhythm guitar and Jerry Dixon on bass guitar and Stephen Sweet on drums. Not a great name. Don't.
I like that. I have a comment about that later. We'll talk about that name.
I mean, we could have added Stephen Sweet Sex Summers to it or something. I just would have got gayer and gayer as we went along, but there you go. Let's do some facts on this one. Mr. Dave, what do you got on Shit Pie?
Yes. Number one, producer Beau Hill was on a hot streak around this time. He had produced some great and big selling albums for Rat, Kicks, Twisted Sister, and Winger.
Womp womp.
There's always a turd in the punch bowl. He did Warrant's first album in 1989, followed up by this one. He is still out there doing it today. Visit beauhillproductions.com and he can help you out with your own music or album project.
Yeah, for a Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
It may cost slightly more than a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, but hit him up, call him and find out.
Sounds good.
Number two, the album sold over 2 million copies, making it certified double platinum.
Ugh.
Cherry Pie was recorded in the same studio as Warrant's debut album, The Enterprise, in Burbank, California, which has since, it looks like, been expanded into a large multimedia recording studio complex.
I think they do video, their podcasts. I think they do everything
Looked
there.
like they do all kinds of stuff there now.
Mhm.
So, looks pretty fancy.
Bougie.
Yeah. From Wikipedia, quote, "It is rumored that Eric Turner and Joey Allen did not play on the album and that all guitar work had been performed by ex Streets guitarist and session musician Mike Slammer. The rumor has never been verified, although Slammer's wife confirmed in 1998 that her husband played guitar on this record.
Lead guitar, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, as I listen to this, it's not really my like cup of tea, the lead guitar playing on this, but it's very good. Like there's
clean.
it's clean. It feels like studio session work to me.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but this is the same gentleman that did the lead guitar work on their first album. The album's liner notes of Cherry Pie refer to Turner's function as G string and Allen's as bong riffs. Oh, sweet. Great.
So gay.
Adding that Eric and Joey would like to thank Mike Slammer and Tommy Girvin, who was a guitarist for the Eddie Money Band, for their wielding G-string inspirations.
Inspirations. That's an interesting word.
Yeah. For teaching us how to play guitar.
Oh, no.
Producer Beau Hill stated in a 2012 interview with UltimateGuitar.com that Slammer did, in fact, play on the album. Beau had said to the band that, quote, the songs are really great, but I think we're a little weak in the solo department, and so I'd like to bring somebody in, end quote. Beau also stated that everybody in the band signed off on it and everything was done above ground.
Which isn't usually the case in something like this.
Usually a producer will just bring in a guy and
slip him in
and tell the other guy, oh yeah, sure, it sounds great, pal, and then send him on his way.
Like you'll get Mick Mars playing bass.
Yeah,
we don't know. Okay.
So Joey Allen is credited with rhythm guitar, banjo, guitar solos on tracks 2, 4, 7, 8, 10, and the first solo on track 11. Mike Slammer is said to play guitar solos on tracks 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, and the second solo on track 11. Now, for me, I doubt the guitar players in the band played a note on this fucking record.
I agree.
Watching them live, these guys couldn't play their way out of a paper bag.
Totally.
Some sources say that Mike played all the solos, aside from the song Cherry Pie, which we'll get to, on the album. So we don't know for sure, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Mike played all the guitar.
Listen, these guys didn't play guitar on this album. It was the studio musician, period. End the conversation.
So what is this is what I don't understand. What is the sense of that? Why not have him in the band? Was he like older, not cute? Like what was the thing?
Go ahead.
Older, not cute. The fucking guitar player that's in the band with the blonde hair is a toad. Like, I don't look any worse than that guy. I looked like he was 50.
Yeah. I was assuming that this guy's going to be fat or something like that. But I looked up his band Streets just so I could sort of see, sort of hear the comparison of the guitar playing, and it sounded like him. But he was fine. He was like a normal looking guy. I think he was a little bit older because his prime time was more early 80s. So he was probably a couple years older than the rest of the band.
Maybe he didn't want to tour. Maybe he just didn't want fame. He just wanted to play music as a job.
That
who knows?
could be also. There could be personal things in the band that just Janie's really tight with Eric Turner and the other guy.
And they were friends in the band too.
And they're really tight and we're going to stick together, and it's, Three Musketeers kind of bullshit.
Right.
And, so we do what we got to do to make it work.
I mean, but Joey Allen looked like shit. Like he's not the guy you want. Like he's so good looking. We got to keep him, get like a studio musician. No, let's get a better looking guitar player that can play.
Right. That was my thought.
I mean, I wasn't even saying for sure that the guy wasn't good looking or something like that. I'm just looking for a reason why someone wouldn't want to tour with a big band that had a hit, I don't know.
He might have had
maybe he just
a
didn't want to
family
tour.
that he didn't want to be away from or whatever.
Maybe he listened to the album and was like, I don't want to be part of that.
Fuck these guys. Just give me my check and I'm out of here.
I want to be tied to that forever.
Yeah.
Would that mean that he was mentioned on the liner notes? Would that mean he would also get residuals if that were the agreement? Like, or does he just kind of get a check and gets cut out?
I would assume he probably just got paid and that was it. I mean, he could have made any deal he wanted with the band, but typically if he was going to get future earnings, they would have given him, maybe a songwriting credit on a song, or, some sort of executive producer or some shit like that.
And that's probably with most session musicians. Here's your paycheck. Go on to your next job.
Yeah.
Right. As far as I understand, that's kind of how it works.
It would be nice to get a little slice of that cherry pie every single time.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that was that. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little more as album goes on. With the exception of tracks 4, 5, and 11, writing for all songs on the album was credited to Janie Lane. Next up, Bruno Ravel and Steve West from Danger Danger, as well as solo artist Fiona, are credited with backing vocals on the album. Fun fact, Ghost guitarist Mike Slammer also played on Fiona albums.
Interesting.
So that's where I'm
There's
sure
definitely a female voice in there. So
Yep. So that's Fiona.
Yeah,
Not
Janie
familiar
Lane
with her music, but I have heard of her.
She's a different genre, really. I think
She was a
thought
porno
she was
actress.
I thought she was kind of a rock
pop, like
Yeah.
She
Okay,
was
so
a
next up,
HBO After Dark actress, Fiona.
other better albums that came out in 1990 include Electric Angels, self-titled, Extreme Pornograffiti, Judas Priest, Painkiller.
You didn't like Pornograffiti, really?
What? Didn't we already determine that I hate Extreme when we did the Extreme album?
Also out in 1990, Kill for Thrills, Dynamite from Nightmare Land, featuring Toby Clark. King Diamond, The Eye. Love Hate, Blackout in the Red Room.
Blackout in the Red Room.
Yeah.
Sorry.
London Choir Boys, A Bit of What You Fancy. Fuck you, Gary. Even though he wasn't even in the Choir Boys back then.
You stole my line. Fuck you, Gary Ivan, and fuck you, Paul Guerin.
We gotta say it. Also in 1990, Sleaze Bees, Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed. That's a great album. Spread Eagle, self-titled, and Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare.
Great album.
Spread Eagle album was pretty good, man.
It's really good. Yeah.
So according to Wikipedia, in 2013, the Houston Press named Warrant 4th on its list of the 10 worst metal bands of the 80s.
Nice.
Conversely, in 2020, Jeff Mezzidlo of Yardbarker. I'm sorry, Jeff, if I butchered your name.
Mezzidlo, maybe? Mezzidlo.
Sure, that sounds good. Jeff from Yardbarker included Jeff M. included them in his list of the 20 greatest hair metal bands of all time, placing them 6th. And now I seriously question Jeff M's taste in music. Sorry,
you guys
Jeff.
Are terrible. They do always come up in compilations, and they do always come up in lists for, as much as you guys may not like it, they do. They're recognizable, and they're there. So
the band went through many lineup changes and reunions since their heyday. Janie Lane unfortunately died in 2011 from alcohol poisoning. The band is still together and has tour dates booked for 2026.
What? Why? What? Without Janie Lane? Not even worth seeing with Janie Lane.
It looks like from Wikipedia that it is all the original guys with the addition of Robert Mason, formerly of Lynch Mob, on lead vocals in the place of Janie.
Oh, no.
And finally, this album is the second worst thing to ever happen on September 11th of any year in recent history.
I agree.
You guys are terrible.
Very close second. Oh God. Yeah.
Lisa?
3 days. 3 days
Oh,
after my
man.
birthday.
How do I follow this? This is just terrible. Okay.
Sorry, that too soon.
So we've already talked about yeah, we've already talked about 1990, so I'm going to skip all of that. And you did a nice list of albums, so
Thank you.
yeah, that was good. I didn't know Steve Vai's Passion and Fire album was that year. I thought that was earlier.
Nope.
So that was a surprise to me.
And you know what? I bought that on vinyl in a
Nice.
little record store in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Called?
It was not vintage vinyl.
Ah.
I don't know the name of the store, but it was a little record store in New Hope, Pennsylvania, which is a really cool little town right over the border from New Jersey.
My sister lives in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's a great town. I love it.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister. Hey,
Shout out.
Shenandoah.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
So before Warrant had a record deal, they actually recorded a song intended for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Did you know that?
No.
No, they did. It didn't make it onto the movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I bet the guitar solos sucked.
For their first album, Heaven, which is their highest charting single, hit number 2. Dave, tell us what song was number 1.
From
Do you know? I thought for sure you would know this.
from what? At the time?
I'm
that
going to say
Heaven was
Run
number
Runaway
2?
by Bon Jovi.
No.
No, that would have been years before this.
Okay.
Yeah.
9 maybe.
So this would have been April 89.
I'm guessing maybe Bon Jovi. Probably Lay Your Hands on Me.
Nope, none of you got it. It is Milli Vanilli, Girl, You Know It's True.
Fun fact, they didn't actually sing that song. Lip synced it.
So little connection there. The video for Cherry Pie, of course, I think is probably the thing they're most known for. There was an MTV executive named Rick Krim who made a comment about it because if you look back now, it's considered a little bit misogynistic, maybe a little bit creepy. But remember, this was a different time. So Rick Krim's quote, I don't even know if that got flagged at the time. Objectifying women kind of became the rule. You look back at it now and you're like, how did we get away with that?
It's a different time.
Different time, yeah.
Yep.
Cherry Pie also featured in the movie Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst. During the audition scene when one of the girls used it for their song to be a cheerleader and basically gave the judges a lap dance. Yeah. So you were talking about...
I know what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm watching Bring It On.
Fun movie.
Can I get a timestamp?
I love Kirsten Dunst, by the way. So you were talking about how you were kind of surprised they're still playing.
Yeah.
And who was singing. So they've had 2 singers since Janie, one being Jamie St. James from 2004 to 2008. He was a black and blues singer, right? And then the guy now, Robert Mason, was a lynch mob singer for a long time, and he's been in the band since 2008. So, yeah. There's actually a long list of former members of Warrant, a very long list, in fact. They had lots of lineup changes, especially in that kind of 1993 to 96 era. One of them being Carrie Kelly from... Tell me who?
A million bands,
Okay.
LA Guns,
Yep.
and
Big Bang Babies.
Dad's Porno Mag, maybe he was in.
Skid
and
Row.
He's been in a million bands.
Slash's Snake
He's a
Pit.
great guitar player.
Adler's Appetite.
Seen
Rat.
him live.
LA Guns, as you said. Pretty Boy Floyd. The Newly Deads, and Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also another notable former member was James Kotak, drummer of Kingdom Come, Scorpions, and the Cult.
Scorpions.
Yeah. They keep saying best known as a drummer of the Scorpions, but he was a founding member of Kingdom Come.
Yeah, but the Scorpions is way bigger.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Cult is more important to me.
Kingdom Come? He was the guitar player.
He was the drummer.
Drummer? I thought John Bonham Jr. was the drummer of Kingdom Come.
The original drummer was James Kotak,
No,
right?
of Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
Jason Bonham was the drummer for Bonham. He had his own band.
Yeah.
I could have swore.
He was not in Kingdom Come, as
But
far as
weren't
I
they
know.
like the Led Zeppelin wannabe band, Kingdom Come?
They were.
They were, yeah.
I could have swore that the fucking John Bonham's son played. All right, whatever.
I think you're just mixing the two bands.
Sure, I guess. Wasn't a big
Maybe.
fan of either one, so it doesn't matter.
So Warrant's 2017 album, Louder, Harder, Faster, was produced by Jeff Pilson. First band you think of?
Dokken.
Dokken or Rat. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't he play in Foreigner now?
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
in Foreigner now. But the funny thing is when I went to kind of get a list of all the bands that he had been in, Dokken isn't the first on the list, which is the first one I think of when I think of him.
Wasn't he?
Dio is the first on the list.
Wasn't he also the make-believe bass player in Rockstar
Yeah.
with Mark Wahlberg?
Yes,
Yep.
he was.
Steel Dragon.
Yeah, Steel
Gotcha.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go into the individual guys. We're going to start with the sad story this time. Obviously, Janie Lane, vocals and acoustic guitar, and you could say the main songwriter for Warrant throughout their career.
Yeah. I mean, he was the guy that wrote the songs.
His real name is John Kennedy Oswald.
Tough last name.
Right? Isn't that a strange choice for a name?
Yeah.
So somebody should talk to his parents.
Yeah.
He was either going to be a rock star or a freaking serial killer.
Well, before he was even like a famous star, he actually changed his name, his legal real name, to John Patrick Oswald, as you would imagine why you would.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Lane actually taught himself to play drums, guitar and piano by age 5. He came from a musical family, but drums was his primary instrument, which I think a lot of people don't know. He played drums under the pseudonym Mitch Dynamite. And
That's just full of great ideas, huh?
That's my new porno name.
Well,
Holy shit.
let's be fair. He chose this name when he was 11 years old. He was playing in clubs in a band called Poker Face at the age of 11.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Mitch Dynamite. Welcome to Jackass.
I'm excited. Like, welcome to Jackass. Somebody kicked that kid in the balls.
Oh, you guys are terrible. I
Come
don't know
on,
how I'm
that's
going to
funny.
get through any of this. Okay. So after high school, he formed a band called Siren. Now that's not Siren like a calling girl. It's Cyren, Siren.
How clever.
Okay. So this band opened for a bigger local band named Risque. The bassist of that band saw him playing drums and singing backup vocals and said, "Oh my God, you're actually a really great singer. I want to bring you into this new band and we're going to call it Dorian Gray." Okay, so they have this new band, Dorian Gray. The problem was that Janie wasn't confident enough at the time to sing and returned to the drums and actually played drums in that band instead. He then moved to Florida and he formed a band called Plain Jane. And this is the time when he adopted the stage name Janie Lane. So Janie Lane in Plain Jane.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Yep. His vocal training coach introduced him. This is Dave, you're going to be really interested in this fun fact. Introduced him to the company Creative Engineering Incorporated in Orlando. So they were living in Florida, Central Florida. Lane worked there as a programmer of the animatronic character Duke LaRue, the drummer in the animatronic band that was in this. It was called the Rockafire Explosion, which was in a pizza place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called
Showbiz Pizza.
Yep.
Also later connected with the Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, they bought Chuck E.
band
Cheese. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Rockafire Explosion.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, he was the one who programmed the animatronic drummer for that.
Sweet.
Isn't that a weird fact?
That is very weird. I
I
never
feel
heard
like-
that.
I feel like Janie Lane came from a rich family, and like he was like, "I want to be a rock star." And they're like, "Really? Come on, Oswald, you got no talent." He's like, "I could buy my way into the industry if you just give me the credit card."
I don't think he came from money, and I'm going to tell you why, because here's my next fact. After this whole working in Orlando and all that, he moved to California, where he greatly struggled financially. He ended up working in a pornographic video warehouse and pooled his money with 13 friends to rent a 2-bedroom condo.
Woof. Sounds terrible.
I think mommy and daddy were like, "Listen, Oswald, we want you to go to college and be a podiatrist." And he was like, "But I want to be a rock star." And they're like, "Then we're cutting you off."
Well, both of his parents and most of his 4 other siblings, I think, were musicians. But I think his dad was also an engineer. So I don't think they were rich by any means. So despite the money problems, the band, which at the time I had just mentioned, Plain Jane, had moved to California. The band was doing great on the Strip and actually was drawing some pretty big crowds. They didn't even have to do pay to play. They were, headliners basically on the Strip. At one moment, Plain Jane's bassist and guitarist left the band. At the same time that Warrant, a band they were opening for, had their singer and drummer quit. So they kind of merged together the members that were left, and that's where Warrant, the current version of Warrant, kind of came from.
And Janie was the singer right off the get.
Yeah, he came in as the singer. Yeah, he was the singer in Plain Jane. That was actually the first band that he had sung in. But he'll say later in life that actually his kind of happy place, his safe place, is behind the drums.
So he had nothing to do with the name Warrant or anything. This guy
No,
just stumbled
Warrant
his
already
way
existed.
into every good idea he ever had came somewhere
Yeah.
else. Okay.
Warrant already existed at the time.
Okay.
So that was the time he basically became the main songwriter and vocalist for the band. He basically wrote their entire first album and every single one of the hits on the second album. At the same time, he started acting. This was going to be kind of his second career at the time, he thought. He appeared in 2 movies, including one with Jim Carrey called High Strung, which I've never seen, but he is like one of the top actors listed on the movie. So he left Warrant in 93, intending to do a solo career. He created a project called Jabberwocky. I don't know if you've ever heard of this band.
Yep.
So they never actually released anything, but and the band didn't really sound too much like Warrant. It was a different genre of music, basically. But nothing was ever released, but they did record a demo. Many, many, many years later, that demo and some of the other recordings and video from that band sold for tons of money on eBay.
The name is terrible.
Well, and they were saying that this band would have been much bigger than Warrant. It was actually
no
really
chance.
Cool.
Nope. I haven't even heard it, and I know that's not true.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so he was actually working on a solo project, and in 2003, it was released overseas. It was called Back Down to One. In 2004, he again left Warrant. Lots of problems, conflicts, and obviously his issues with drinking, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. His solo album was released in the US in 2006, and it was shortly after that he went into kind of his first extended stint in rehab. So he worked with tons of different artists along the way, including Chip from Enough's Enough, friend to the show, Chip, James Young from Styx, and lots of other artists. VH1 would feature 3 acoustic versions of their hit songs in a compilation album, and if you haven't heard that, you really should. The I Saw Red one is fabulous. In 2005, he was on Celebrity Fit Club, a show we've mentioned before, Sebastian Bach having participated, I believe, the year after him. I can't remember exactly.
Different season.
But on his season, he was on the show alongside Gary Busey. Yeah, Phil Margera, which is Bam's father, and Jack Hay Harry. Remember Jack Hay?
I do.
227.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
I love Jack Hay. There were talks about him appearing on Celebrity Rehab, although he never did. Though before his departure from the band in 2004, there are comments from the other band members that some of I can't remember the guy's name who did Celebrity Rehab. Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's staff was there supporting Janie, trying to keep him sober. You know, he had like watchers. I don't know what to call it, like a buddy with him, just trying to keep him sober.
Sober buddy.
Yeah, it didn't work, unfortunately. Yeah. In 2007, he had a solo cover album called Photograph, and he wrote a song for Alice Cooper with Carrie Kelly called The One That Got Away, which ended up on the Spiders album for Alice Cooper. He had a band called Saints Underground, also including Kelly, as well as Bobby Blotzer and Robbie Crane, both from Rat. Their album, Love the Sin, Hate the Sinner, was released in 2008. In 2008, they attempted another reunion with all the original members, but that fell apart quickly. In 2010, he toured with the band we don't like to mention. I'll just say their name quickly, Great White. So the comment started out anyway that he was the replacement singer for Jack Russell when he had surgery, and he did tour for a very short time with Great White. So let's talk about something more important, his ex-wife, Bobby Brown. They obviously met on the set of the Cherry Pie video. They married in 91, had daughter Taylor in 92, and were divorced by 93. Wow, whirlwind.
Tough.
Yep. The divorce really was said to kind of break him as a person, and is cited by the band as one of the main reasons that it was kind of the downfall of their stability, and their descent. That was Janie's deep descent into alcohol, and eventually his demise. And everyone around him has basically said that once that happened, there really was kind of no saving him at that point. So terrible story there. But Bobby Brown, Star Search spokesmodel winner. In fact, she won a record 13 times. It's funny, the kids today don't even know about that. Star Search supermodels,
Right.
spokesmodels. Yeah. She appeared in 2 of Great White's videos. Who cares? Don't go watch them. She was also in other videos, including Terrence Trent D'Arby and Hurricane, and of course, Steel Panthers' She's Tight in 2016.
Nice.
She hosted a fashion series, appeared multiple times on one of my favorite shows, Married with Children, appeared in The Last Action Hero with Arnold.
Get to the chopper!
Among many, many other show appearances, usually as either an exotic dancer or as some version of herself in most of these shows. In 2009, she wrote and hosted and narrated the VH1 documentary series Do It for the Band, Women of the Sunset Strip, which was a really cool look at the women who were kind of the muses and supporters of the band members and fixtures on the scene. VH1 pushed the show, saying it was about the girls who sacrificed everything for the band. They clothed, bathed, fed, housed, and loved rock stars like Tommy Lee, Nikki Sixx, Slash, Axl Rose, and Blackie Lawless, and of course Janie and many others. In 2012, she was on the Ex-Wives of Rock reality show. That didn't last very long. That was pretty cool. I wish it kind of lasted longer. In 2013, she wrote a book co-written with Caroline Ryder, titled Dirty Rocker Boys, Love and Lust on the Sunset Strip. You need to read this fantastic book, one of my favorite memoirs from that time period. We did talk about this a little before because she was engaged to Tommy Lee, so we did talk about her in the Motley Crue episode. So when she was engaged to Tommy, he met and married Pam in 4 days without even ending the relationship with Bobby, which is pretty horrible. Yeah. So she was also a cocaine and meth addict for about a decade, which she used to stay thin for her modeling gigs and acting gigs. She did clean herself up in the early 2000s. About being the cherry pie girl, people don't remember her really for anything else, right? So her quote is, there was a time when I would go, oh God, not that again. I had done so many other things beyond just being in a music video, and yet I was the cherry pie girl. The older I got, the more I embraced it. The reality is that this is how most people know me. This is why most people are interested in me. And it was never a negative experience in my life, so there's no need to have negative feelings towards it. I don't need to make it a negative experience. I've embraced it, and I'm totally okay with it now. She took a lot of flack around the time of Janie's death. People were accusing her of trying to get a hold of his estate for her daughter Taylor, but what she says is she literally laughed when I asked something about people mentioning being interested in Janie's financial riches. For all the publicity about him being so rich off of these albums, he had his own money problems. There was no money to fight about. And one of the sad things, I think, is that the band did get a pretty bad deal as far as royalties were concerned for both of these albums. So I don't think any of them became rich from these agreements. We've talked about this. Other bands have had this problem where they get kind of these shit deals, and, it's the record labels making the money. So
Sure.
Lisa, wasn't Bobby Brown on some weird dating show? Because I saw the episode. It was kind of like that.
Maybe.
Remember Love Connection? So
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't Love Connection, but it was like an updated version of that. And I watched the episode. She goes on a date with some like normal schmo, and the date goes bad. They're just not having a good date. And the guy's like, screw you. He goes, you think you're all that because you were some fucking rock star's girlfriend back? It was like so wildly uncomfortable. I'm sure you could still find it.
Yeah, probably. She has a huge list of TV appearances actually on her Wikipedia. I'm sure that sounds like something she would do. So.
Oh, the guy was a total loser. He was just butthurt that she was like, not happening, guy.
Yeah. So since then, she's led a completely different life, clean and sober, and talking about her sobriety often. She had her identity stolen during the pandemic by this really like psycho crazy person. And she did a really interesting set of videos on YouTube about how she got through that and how she kind of reclaimed her finances and all of that. She also talks about her experience with a divine intervention incident in 2022 and her newfound faith. She is a devoted Christian.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So back to Janie. In 1996, he married actress Roanne Brewer, formerly Miss Maryland, USA. They had a daughter, Madison, in 97 and divorced in 2005. In 2010, he married his third wife, Kimberly Nash. Unfortunately, Kimberly was also lost to us in 2020 when she was involved in an accident during which she exited her vehicle and then was hit by another car. So terrible. So we all know how this story ends with Janie, unfortunately. The story goes that in the last years of his life, he would often check into hotels to sober up away from his wife and all of the kids. In the process, trashing a lot of hotel rooms along the way, was kind of famous for it. On August 11th, 2011, he was found deceased in a Comfort Inn in California, cause of death being acute ethanol poisoning. Prescription pills were also found at the scene. He had a note in his pocket that said, "I am Janie Lane," in someone else's handwriting. Apparently, friends of his over the years used to put notes like this in his pocket because he refused to carry actual identification, that in case something awful happened to him, he would be properly identified and not stuck as a John Doe somewhere in a morgue. That breaks my heart, honestly, that story. Just awful.
Yeah, that's really bad. That was a thing. That had to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it tells you how deep he was into the addiction and
for a long time, too.
For a long time. I think my opinion is that Janie was a very sensitive guy. He took into himself all of the panning of his work by the critics and the fans. Cherry Pie was kind of a shameful past for him at some point, although eventually he did embrace kind of this lightning in a bottle moment and, the success. But I think he didn't hear those voices enough, and he heard the criticism, right? He heard the criticism of how kind of, material their old work was, and how Cherry Pie was just a stupid little song. And he wanted to be taken more seriously as a songwriter. He didn't hear any of his fans, and there were even, I know you guys don't really like this album, but there were a lot of fans. Okay, sure. He didn't hear them. He heard the negativity. And if you don't like it, move on, right? No, but you don't need to go and like tear people apart when they're down,
like we're about to do.
Well, I mean, I think
all in fun
as he got older, right? So alcohol takes away a lot of things from you, and one thing it takes from you is how you look, right? Sure. So his skin was getting sallow, and his eyes were getting hollow, and he was bloating and gaining weight, and
yeah, he got pretty big.
It was showing on him, externally, and people were just really cruel about that. So he was hearing all of that bad stuff too.
He had a mohawk.
He had a mohawk. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Fame is a difficult thing, right? And I don't know why too many people want it so badly. Because you have to have a really thick skin, because anybody who doesn't like you or is jealous of you or is threatened by you, or even people that have nothing to do with you that are just totally mentally ill, can go out there and just tear you down. And if you don't have the skin to deal with that, this is kind of what happens.
Yeah, it gets tough.
My skin is like rawhide. So what I would like you to do is please comment on our fucking episodes, because I want to be famous.
Yeah.
But if you're an old school Metal Sludge fan from back in the day, you read a lot about this firsthand. They talked to him a lot. They covered pretty much every move that he made in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of this happen in
real time.
In time.
Yeah. So a memorial concert was held on August 29th in Hollywood, featuring bands like LA Guns, Enough's Enough, and Quiet Riot. And even to the present day, you'll see people paying tribute to him on his death anniversary. He is remembered. I wish he could see it. So, okay. Joey Allen, lead guitar and banjo, and as I understand, harmonica.
Nope.
What a load of shit that is.
So Joey Allen was actually in about 20 different bands or projects before Warrant. The most notable one was a band called Nightmare 2, and that's 2 in Roman numerals, so like Nightmare II. That started in 1979 and also featured Eric Turner. He would leave that band to get a degree in electronics engineering. This is interesting. He worked at Jackson Charvel Electronic Guitar Shop.
Nice.
They had an electronics division that did active guitar electronics as well as amplifiers. So he built a lot of the first prototypes for those early amps.
Nice.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah. In an interview with Gary James, he shares that their demo tape was sent to Prince in 1987 by a girl named Jamie Shoup, who was managing their band Warrant and also had a connection to Prince. She was kind of the person responsible for bringing Prince like into the mainstream, right? Apparently, he liked the tape and asked to see a performance of the band. And when he saw them perform, he passed. So the band really doesn't know because apparently he liked their music. So who knows what happened with that. When Joey left Warrant in 1994, it was because he could no longer count on Janie to show up for the job. He basically made some statements that only 3 of them were showing up to do the work and that it was a business. And as much as people like to, think of it as not, it is. And it was affecting his, mental health and his finances. So on his departure, he also said, and this is unrelated to that, it was when the guitar solo died. When grunge came out and put a halt to everything that we were doing, it was hard to run this business. I was in the middle of a bunch of personal battles myself, going through a divorce, a little alcohol, a little drugs. I've been very vocal about it on the internet in the past, but in hindsight, I had to do my own thing and get away from it, Warrant. So he formed the Joey Allen Project, which was intended to be his solo act. But instead of working too much on that, he went back to school, studied technology, and got Microsoft certified. This helped him fill his time while the band was kind of in and out, playing sometimes, not playing sometimes, very intermittent. It also helped him in his day job. He works for Pearl Drums. He just recently this year celebrated his 20th anniversary with Pearl Drums. So at this point, Warrant is basically his side gig.
That's cool.
Yeah. He says that the band is different now, that they're all friends and they all respect each other, and everyone in the band is smart and works together to make decisions. He also mentions that Robert Mason has been in the band now longer than Janie ever was. And he doesn't really like that when people come to see the shows and they're looking for Janie when Robert has been the singer, since 2008.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit. Janie Lane's the real singer of Warrant.
Janie Lane is the singer. Yeah. Yep.
Fill in.
He shared that the guys make well into the 6 figures now, which is way more than they made back in the day. Even in their like mega hit times, they had a terrible deal apparently, and none of them were rich rock stars back in the day.
You're making 6 figures with this version of Warrant?
That's correct. Yes.
Get the fuck out of here! He's a liar. He's a liar.
Mm-hmm. He shares that Warrant has a lot of online haters even still, and he can't figure out why.
Yo.
Me and Dave both raised our hands.
Jesus. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
My troll name is Janie Lane Sucks.
Well, he's very active on social media, but he didn't have his own personal website that I could find. So that is him. So Eric Turner, rhythm guitarist, received his first guitar at the age of 8 and hated it. Actually, what he hated was practicing.
It shows.
You beat me
I
to
knew
it.
you were going to say that.
Me and Dave are like 2 Rottweilers on a fucking poodle.
It wasn't until his early teens that he caught the bug and actually started regularly playing. We mentioned the band Nightmare, which he was in with Joey Allen. And they founded the band Warrant. He was 19, and I believe Jerry was 16 when they started Warrant. He claims that nowadays they call themselves weekend warriors. They basically leave home, and fly to shows on Friday. They play on Friday night and Saturday night, and they're home by Sunday. And they make a ton of money doing it, and they play most weekends of the year. So more than 50 weekends of the year. So 52 weeks, so 2 weekends off per year.
I'd do it.
Lucky them.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I believe only Joey, who works for Pearl, has like a day job. That the rest of them, this is just their job. So
good job.
Yeah, it's a nice job. In a 2018 interview, when asked what he would say to Janie if he were alive today, he says, "Keep on making music. You have this amazing talent to sing and write songs. People don't realize how hard it is to write a song that resonates in millions of people's hearts. So I wish you were alive, writing songs, sober and in the band. That would be ideal. But as you know, life is not ideal." In a 2025 interview, when asked about the cherry pie controversy and if they get flack for the song nowadays, he says the honest answer is no. We've always said that you should come to our shows, get away from politics or preaching. Warrant is just a party band. We've always been about playing songs and just having a good time. So no controversy anymore.
Nothing wrong with the song. It's fucking the song that made that's why they can make 6 figures and still tour, because of that song. So, you know, embrace your shitty song. It's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Big hit.
Eric talks about differences with touring when Warrant used to tour with bands. He said that Motley Crue was the best, delivering them a case of fifths of Jack Daniels on their first night, and never dictating what was happening on the show. But with Poison, there were problems. About 70 shows into the tour, that's 70 shows into the tour, all of a sudden, Poison told Janie that he couldn't go on the speakers or go to a certain part of the stage. Being the rebel that he was, he did. And there was a big ruckus, and they were kicked off of the tour and then went home.
So weak. Poison, weak.
Yeah. About not playing on the album, Beau Hill brought in this guy, Mike Slammer, who had played on a lot of guest slots on his other records. So it was a handful of songs he played the solos on, but everyone from Kiss to Aerosmith to Warrant, guys have come in to play the tracks. It's kind of a sore spot, but we love Mike Slammer. That's your admittance that is exactly what happened.
Totally.
We will hear something different when Jerry speaks about this in a moment, but as far as Eric is concerned, he absolutely admits that that's exactly what happened. When he's not touring, his entire family spends time running the band as a business, including marketing, booking, merchandising, and promotions, as well as working on a record label, which we'll talk about in a moment. He also runs the band's YouTube channel and most of their socials. Their YouTube has tons of both old and new footage of the band. They post video from just about every show that they play, so you can see how they sound now. He and his wife, Kristen, have been married for 3 decades and have an adult son named Noah. He is active on social media, and the band's website, which he runs, is warrantrocks.com.
Warrant Rocks.
Yeah. So Jerry Dixon on bass, of course, one of the founding members of Warrant.
Fucking eyebrows.
Yeah. So he was 16 years old when he formed the band with Eric. He has a record label, which I just mentioned, that he started with Eric, called Down Boys Records, which owns licensing for a ton of music to be used in movies and commercials and the like. He speaks about the record label, saying, "Our vision is that we have album quality, $100,000 quality records from artists from whatever industry for whatever reason, and we own the rights to it. And maybe their label didn't capitalize on it, but we're ready to sell that music to movies." To Eric and I, that's just gold. People need music for their projects, and there's a lot of paperwork and legalities involved, but we have it covered. So TV and film companies come to us to get this music and make it very legally simple. A major network or studio won't deal with some of these pieces of music if there's any problems with getting the legal rights. They'll just move on, to the next song. So this record label kind of erases all of that, and people are making money on their songs that they wrote years ago because of this record label. So the idea came from how he and Eric felt that Warrant were screwed by their label for royalties on their work. He says, "We were ripped off like so many artists, and now I know that it's all kind of been the artist's fault for not paying attention. No one's going to rip you off exactly when it comes down to registration stuff. People register a car and, basically, but fail to remember that you have to register your song. Things like that never happened to artists since, things like that happened to artists since the beginning of time. You can write the greatest songs on earth and never receive royalties if they're not registered and people don't know where to pay you for them. In 2001, following Janie's death, Jerry did an interview and shared that the band had trouble during the 2008 reunion. This is where he mentioned that they had to basically remove alcohol from backstage. All of the riders had like kind of a, no alcohol in the venue, rider on their shows. They were bringing Dr. Drew's counselors on the road with them, and they only made it through 11 shows. He always wanted to give Janie additional chances, but Janie kept leaving them, including in the middle of album recordings. He said that Janie, he feels, was 100% responsible for their success, but he was also ashamed of their success, and that's kind of how everything fell apart. On not playing, on not playing on the albums. When we talked to your producer, Michael Wagner, about you guys, he had some really strong opinions about the rumors that continue to dog you about not playing on the album. He says he thinks someone was being malicious, saying that you guys didn't play on the album and that you're more than capable of playing anything that you were asked. So Jerry says, from what I know, Mike Slammer, the guy who supposedly played, was just our guitar tech back then. Of course, CeCe DeVille played on Cherry Pie, but that was public knowledge. I don't remember any shenanigans like that from when I was there. We're proud of the records, and we were absolutely making those records.
Oh, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there when they were laying down the guitars.
Not
I don't know.
100% sure who played the guitars.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
so
Okay.
as you can see, different opinions coming from different guys.
I know what I think.
Know what I think.
In 2017, Sleaze Rocks, he did an interview with Sleaze Rocks. So Sleaze Rocks asks him, I get frustrated when I see people posting about not wanting to hear Warrant without Janie Lane. How do you feel about that? And Jerry says, generally, those are the people that don't come to the shows. Those that come to the shows understand the situation and know what's going on. They get what we're doing. Which is fair, right? Because if you don't want to see the band with Janie Lane, you're not going to the show anyway. So whatever. In a 2017 interview with Blabbermouth, Jerry reported that the band was writing new songs and sharing ideas for a new album as a follow-up to Louder, Harder, Faster. This album has never materialized. In 2023, Jerry took some time off from the band and was replaced by Robbie Crane of Vince Neil's band Rat Lynch Mob. Joey Allen claims that Jerry was burnt out from traveling and being on the road and needed to take some time off, and that he still is, and that the band plays, but sometimes Jerry doesn't play with them. If there's no health issues, he just doesn't want to do it all the time. He has a website, jerrydictionmusic.com, which features a lot of music from Warrant and tons of photos and videos. You can go there to buy tickets for their upcoming appearances. They have 4 scheduled, 2 in Iowa, 1 in Minnesota, and 1 in Wisconsin over the next 2 months.
Oh, Dave, let's go.
Road trip.
Okay, Stephen Sweet, original name Stephen Chamberlain. My comment, this is funny that you said this earlier, was this is a much better name than Steve Sex Summers. But you still don't like Stephen Sweet as a name. So.
It's better than Steve Sex Summers.
It is, yeah.
It is. But I mean, that's like saying fucking, I don't know, fucking oysters on the half shell are better than snails. I mean, they both suck.
Okay. Steve was raised in a very musical home. In addition to having an accomplished research chemist as a father and a school teacher mother, Stephen's parents were also chorus singers for the Akron Symphony Orchestra Chorus in Akron, Ohio. He grew up in a house where everyone sang, played multiple instruments, and it fueled his desire to pursue music at a very early age. Before Warrant, we mentioned he was in the band Plain Jane with Janie Lane. And he replaced original Warrant drummer Max Asher when Janie also joined the band. He has some comments about their mega hit. Warrant was all about having fun without hurting anybody, said Sweet. I know we didn't think of it as a misogynistic video, although in hindsight it definitely was.
Oh,
On the
I don't see it. Do you see it? I don't know. It's fine to me.
on the band's breakup, Steve says he felt about Janie. He fell apart when his marriage fell apart, and he just wanted to be solo in so many ways, and that forced the band into bankruptcy when he left. So the band split up. Everybody lost everything because Janie lost everything. In 2023, Steven had to take a break from the band due to pain in his chest. He had a 98% blockage in his left ventricle, which would have resulted in a widowmaker heart attack had he not caught it in time.
Dangerous.
Yeah. He did get a good doctor, got a stent, and went through a smooth recovery. Steven is still a session musician at this time and a songwriter. He also paints portraits of pets, for which he has his own business. He plays with Warrant again now, and they tour and do a good amount of shows. He's listed on the Remo website as a sponsored musician. That's his drum heads, as well as the Pearl drum site, the Pearl Drums website, where he
gets a hookup from his buddy.
Gets a hookup from his buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, and on the Pearl Drum website, you can find his entire touring and studio gear breakdown if you're a gearhead, which often also features Sabian cymbals on his social media. So I believe he has a connection with them, and he is very active on social media. So that's it.
This section of the show usually is marred with like horrible news. It's very rarely good news. Like, and this guy's fucking heart was blocked, and that guy.
Well, we're all getting old, right? Everybody's their chances of being sick are high at our
shit's
our
going
age.
good in my life. It's going all right. Okay, there you go. Let's do some opening thoughts on Shit Pie. So back in the day, I mean, if you listen to the show, you know I liked my hair metal, Dirty and Dangerous. Basically the opposite of Warrant. So when I saw the video for Cherry Pie or Heaven, you know, when they're all up there in those white Elvis Presley leather suits with the bedazzled fucking baubles all over them, this was not for me. I had zero interest in this band back in the day. So aside from the 3 hits on this album, this is a brand new listen for me. I had never listened to this album before. Dave.
Yes.
What do you? Yes.
Are you paying attention?
I am paying
Welcome
attention.
to the podcast, Dave.
I know. I'm just waiting for my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. Go.
All right. So, yeah, I did not own this one back in the day. Much like Trickster and Firehouse, Warrant was more of a chick band. A little weak for my GNR, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin kind of tastes at the time.
Word.
After they came out for their first album, kind of the same as you, in matching outfits and doing synchronized dance moves, they could not be taken seriously as a hard rock band.
No.
Warrant was safe for girls and squares to like. Much later, I quote obtained a copy of Cheery Pie over the internets. It will be one of the first albums safe to delete if I need to free up some space on my hard drive. I've listened to it before preparing for this podcast, maybe once or twice. We'll see if this time is any better.
Okay, Lisa.
Well, I am a chick.
You are.
Okay, well,
Thank God.
good to know.
Yeah. So
Hey, congratulations.
Excellent. Good news, everybody.
I definitely listened to this album over and over, as well as their first album.
Over and over?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I know it's kind of shocking, and I'm a little perplexed about it myself. But like with the first album, Sometimes She Cries and Heaven and Downboards, I loved those songs. So I was right and ready when this one came out. It is a little sticky sweet for my taste, but there's a lot of fun on here, and sometimes you just need music that's fun. We've said this before for like Poison and for Pretty Boy Floyd. I kind of put them in that group. A little too sticky sweet for me, but still something to take out when you're speeding to the beach or something like that. In my memory, this band was never really a big band. They never took up a lot of space in my head or anything like that. I have seen them multiple times back in the day. Usually it was funny. They would play with a lot of bands. So it wasn't like them in an opener. It was always a bill of 3 or 4 bands that were playing together. So, you'd get Vixen and you'd get Brittany Fox and you'd get, all of that kind of tier. They played with the Cult, which I loved. Cinderella, I saw them with, things like that. So you would get like a nice span of different music, and there was always a few songs from each one that I wanted to hear, right? So that's how I would see them. Of course, I've seen them more recently as they did tour with Skid Row while I was doing merch. So I have seen the new version of the band as well, which I like, and met all the guys. Which in this case now is basically the whole lineup except for Janie. So the thing is that people don't see it as the original band without Janie, even though it's all 4 original members minus him. Whereas some of the other bands that are touring have like 1 original member and people still go. So, but I guess like when you lose your singer, it's much different than,
it's the face of the
It's a
band.
much
Yeah.
bigger whole
And,
band.
Yeah.
than the
and
drummer.
they should bring Mike Slammer on tour with them.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still playing.
That's
Yeah.
the original band.
Yeah.
That's the original band right there.
Yeah. It wasn't one of my favorite bands back in the day, still isn't now, but they're fun. Full disclosure, I couldn't remember the last time that I listened to this album, so I put it away a long time ago, maybe in the early 90s, and never took it out again. So it was nice to bring it back.
So the wife does the producing for the show, and she rips all the songs, and she was like, man, I remembered having this album. She's like, but I only knew 3 songs. She's like, how is that possible? I remember listening to this album. I'm like, you probably listened through once and realized there are only 3 songs worth listening to, and that's if you're a chick, and only 1 if you have an appendage. So there you go.
Yep. And it looks like Mike Slammer is still with us.
Still playing?
According to Wikipedia, he has he put out CDs in 2013, 2018.
Oh, nice. He's around.
So pretty recently.
I'll bet if Lisa did facts on him, it would be like he had his left testicle removed in 1987. His right eye failed him last year, and he's got a glass eye now.
He's still around, I guess.
I remember
Good for him.
Warrant being huge. I mean, that my memory of Warrant was being a monster
Really?
band. But I mean, even next to a band like as goofy as Pretty Boy Floyd is, and as bad as they are as musicians, they're 10,000 times cooler than Warrant. These guys wore like Reebok sneakers. Give me a fucking break. You can't wear Reebok high tops. And I'm not, no, bad move. Okay, let's rate the singer. As always, it's 1 through 100, 25 on hair, 25 on style and stage presence, and 50% on vocal talent. And I will get us started. It was funny. So when I had done these notes, I had written, Janie was an underrated singer. All that's gone now. I listened to the record. All that's gone now. So Janie had decent hair. So he's going to get 17 points there, but the cut was goofy. He had the goofy bangs. It was a little thin. 17 might be a little high, but it's fine. Next, he had those super goofy choreographed stage moves and often wore outfits that were more like rock guy costumes instead of a true identity. So 8 points there. And I believe he was a capable, slightly above average singer for the day, but his safe, boring, vanilla style of singing and songwriting just was not for me. So 39.1 points there for a total of 64.1 points.
Wow, you went higher than I thought you were going
Well,
to.
I'm not trying to, I'm trying to keep it real here, okay? Trying to keep it real. Dave.
We had a very similar view on this. Given Janie a 15 on hair. It was long and blonde, and at least he didn't go bald right away like guys in some other bands.
Sure.
But his hair was still not especially great. It was kind of a goofy cut.
It was.
His style and stage presence score gets dinged a little because sometimes he did wear decent gear, cool pants, or a cool jacket, but just as often he'd come out in some goofy shorts and a baseball hat, looking like he was on the way to the gym.
So bad.
Live, he ran around and interacted with the crowd, but also from the videos I watched, seemed to ramble, talking in between songs. I'm guessing that was the booze, or drunkenly body surfing out into the crowd. I'm giving him an 11 for that. 38 though on vocal talent. The guy did have some pretty good pipes, so he gets a total score of 64 from me.
Wow.
Dude, wow. We were like
Wow.
0.1 point away.
1 apart. We saw him exactly the same.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Lisa. How are you going to break this down?
Okay. So Jamie got a lot of bad press for being a clone of Bret Michaels. Let's be fair. You can't help, how you look and how close they did look together. But I think he played it up a little bit. So whether it was on his own or at the urging of the record labels, when he comes out wearing the bandanas and the cowboy hats and the similar stuff to Bret, I think that was somewhat on purpose. I didn't like the fringe. I will say that the bangs were not okay, but he had good hair. Like if he had grown out the bangs, I think he would have had really killer hair, right? He had pretty generic stage wear in general. Most of the time it was leather pants and a vest or no shirt at all. He wasn't super skinny and cut like Sebastian was. He wasn't fat either. I think a lot of that came from the bloat from the drinking, honestly.
Like a dad bod.
Yeah. I think his best visual time maybe was when he was with Bobby. They were a super cute couple, so much blonde hair. This is when he was wearing kind of those open rivet jackets and the polka dot shirts and stuff. I love that stuff. That's when he was like, it was more fun then. He got a lot of hate, not even just for his looks, but also for, the songs themselves. And him being the main songwriter in the band, I'm giving him kudos for that because he was a great songwriter.
No.
I think
sorry.
so.
I can't.
Right.
Sorry.
So,
Control myself.
he had some range in his voice. He could cleanly sing a song. He wasn't hitting the highest notes like Sebastian, but he had, a pretty nice range. And actually, I really liked the lower ranges of his voice quite a bit. And we do hear that once or twice on this album. Almost never really but I wish he would have done that a little more. He didn't age well, unfortunately, I think, but it was pretty much hanging that on the drinking. He bloated up. He looked sick. You could see it in his skin and his eyes. It really, alcohol really runs you down to basically nothing. And at that time, a lot of fans were bagging on how he looked in his appearance. And like you said, Dave, the paparazzi were stalking him at that point, which I think was just awful. In my head, in some other timeline, Janie got sober and he kicked the booze and wrote a bunch of other songs, and that's how I wish it were. But I'm giving him 78.2.
In your little fantasy, are the songs good?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
they're good.
I was just curious.
They're not pop metal; they're rock.
Okay. I'm sorry. One more time. What was your score?
78.2.
78.2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will you add up the scores and tell us where that lands Janie Lane on the Violent Vinyl Screamer leaderboard?
Sure. On the Violent Vinyl Screamer leaderboard, Janie Lane, this would have been 1990, at the time of Cherry Pie, comes in at number 22 on the list with a total score of 68.77, putting him just under Trent Reznor. Oh, you're going to love this. And just above David Coverdale.
How dare you? Oh,
David.
This young whippersnapper. Oh,
David,
my word.
And ironically, just under David Coverdale is Steve Sex Summers. So just saying that too.
Steve Sex Summers or Janie Lane. I mean, if I'm in the studio, I'm going Janie Lane. If I'm just going on tour, give me Steve Sex Summers.
Steve Sex Summers back in the day, though, not now.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking about 1988.
Racist old fuck.
Yeah. We're talking now. I would fucking take Janie Lane still present.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. Tracks and thoughts. Track number 1 on this fine album is Cherry Pie.
Scream, you scream, we all scream, oh, don't even try, 'cause you can't make your head. She's my cherry pie, cool drinking water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good, make a grown man cry. Sweet cherry pie, oh yeah. She's my cherry pie, put a smile on your face, 10 miles wide. Looks so good, bring a tear to your eye. Sweet cherry pie, yeah. Swing it to the drum.
Okay, so legend has it the label pressed Janie to write a hit single at the very last minute, and this is what he came up with. And he hated it. He felt Uncle Tom's Cabin should have been the hit single on the album. And I agree. You know, I mean, is Cherry Pie a shitty song? No. Come on. It's a well-written song. It's a hit single. It's catchy. I mean, it's everything you want. I mean, it's fucking talk dirty to me. I mean, is it a great song? No. It's fucking well-written hit single, though. Song is obviously catchy. But so are herpes, and I don't want them, right? So there you go. It's just so gay. And from the video to the lyrics, it really just encapsulates everything that ruined this era of music for me. It's just so cheesy and fake. And I hate it, even though it is a well-written single. If that's not a backhanded compliment, I never heard one, Dave.
The song became a top 10 hit on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, reaching number 10, and also peaked at number 6 in Australia. G'day.
That's a lovely accent you have. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
In 2015, our buddy Sleaze Grinder of Louder included the song in his list of the 20 greatest hair metal anthems of all time, placing it at number 16. It is the album's lead single. Cherry Pie was dedicated to the president of Sony Music Entertainment US, Don Einer. The dedication was no doubt inspired by the record company pressure, which led to the track's creation. The record was completed without the song, so they had the whole rest of the record without Cherry Pie, but the label requested that a new rock anthem be added in order to enhance its marketability. Janie responded by writing Cherry Pie reportedly in 15 minutes. The single is said to be inspired by Aerosmith's Love in an Elevator and Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Another terrible song. I hate that song.
So, like I said, the album was done, and the band was asked to go in and do one more fun one for the kids, and then the next day there's this. In 2009, it was named the 56th best hard rock song of all time by VH1.
Wow. I'm surprised by that, actually.
The guest guitar solo by the great CC DeVille from Poison. In an interview with Bo Hill on the Chuck Shoot YouTube channel, Bo says that CC was selected because Warrant wanted to get on the upcoming Poison tour.
Which they were royally kicked off of very quickly.
They were kicked off, yeah.
Okay.
Bo also said, quote, "It was a very challenging session," adding in on the process of making records, quote, "I'm the babysitter and psychologist," end quote.
That was the session with CC DeVille. It was difficult. Okay, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, so basically, from what I gather in hearing the clip of the interview, CC was kind of jazzed up, and and he comes in and he's playing, he's just rambling on guitar, and they had to do a lot of takes and eventually cut together something that would everybody was satisfied with. So
I think we heard the same comment about him when we did the Poison stuff directly too. So he just apparently was just difficult all around.
Yeah, I mean he was he was a little zooted up and
jazzed up is code for doing cocaine. The cocaine.
Yeah, in this case, yes.
Okay.
Allegedly.
No, it happened.
So yeah, eventually they got something they could work with, and but if CC was straight at the time, I'm sure he could have just ripped out a guitar solo in about 10 minutes. That would have been just fine. Anyway, the music video for Cherry Pie featured model and actress Bobby Brown, as we said, who had previously appeared in other music videos. She is said to have appeared on the album cover, which to me, it doesn't look like her on the cover, but maybe she had a wig. Some internet sources say that it is her, and some say that it is not her. We talked about it between ourselves the other night and theorized that maybe it was a sort of an illustration over a photo of her. Who knows?
I thought it was I've always in my head thought it was like a cartoon, like almost like a comic book pinup character. It could have been based on her, but the red hair definitely makes me feel like it's not.
Right. So I wasn't able to find any alternative name who else it might be. As we said, she and Janie met during the film shooting for the video, later began a relationship, and got married in 1991. Only in showbiz can you hold auditions for a new girlfriend, huh?
And you watched this video for
for science.
For science,
of
yes.
course. Canadian cable TV music network Much Music refused to air the Cherry Pie video on the grounds that it was, quote, offensively sexist, I added in a myself. That was not part of the thing. According to Wikipedia, director Jeff Stein defended the video, saying it was a parody. It's so over the top. How could anyone think it was anything but a spoof of other hair metal videos, you know? If people think it was sexist, it was only sexist as a parody of sexism. What wasn't that quote from Spinal Tap?
Yes.
Smell the glove.
It's a fine line between clever and
what's wrong
stupid.
with being sexy? Yeah, that sounds like some revisionist history from
See, because
director Jeff Stein.
on his album, he's the one that's shoving the glove in his face. Oh. It's a fine line between clever and stupid.
Yeah. For years after Warrant's success, Janie publicly regretted the song and becoming known as the Cherry Pie Guy.
Yeah.
And not being known for deeper / more serious musical efforts. For me, it's a fun song, a nudie bar classic. Definitely not my favorite of this style, though. Why did they chant the title of their previous album at the beginning of this song?
That was my question, too.
Yeah, the video has tons of lame visual jokes. They should have just shown the girl the whole time instead of these dorks in the band.
Totally. I mean, misogynism, talking about all this stuff when we're like reviewing these albums and these videos, you just can't. It wasn't because it wasn't misogynistic back then.
Yeah,
because this is what the world was back then. You would never even like, if anything, Cherry Pie was like a watered down version of misogyny. Like this isn't like, Motley Crue Uncensored where women are just cattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
This was more like cutesy and sweet and funny. And
I don't find it offensive at all. Even today, I don't find it offensive at all. I think it's fine.
So immediately this song has, I'm just going to start with the dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking rich in the beginning. What was that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Like,
weird. It was weird. Didn't fit. Anyway, so the song is obviously controversial. To me, it's an 80s classic. It was funny and catchy and a blockbuster. If they didn't have this song, I think this band would have kind of disappeared into obscurity.
Fizzled.
Yeah. They wouldn't have been among these bands that are named in, every countdown about the 80s anymore. Janie's a great songwriter, and I know that he wanted to be more serious and all that, but he wrote a mega classic hit in 15 minutes. I guarantee you, both of you, if you were able to do that, you would be proud of it to this day, right? Yeah.
I wish I wrote Cherry Pie.
That's right. Yeah, I feel like he definitely had some songwriting talent, and I wish he had sort of had the time and confidence to develop that side of himself. Sorry, instead of just riding the nostalgia train and then being deep in his addictions and all that kind of stuff. He could have really had a very high level of skill.
But songwriting for me, like, if you're a zebra, you've got stripes. If you're a leopard, you have spots. And let's say he was a zebra, but he wanted to write songs like a leopard. So he could never really appreciate his own work. It's like, you're not Axl Rose. You're never going to write Appetite for Destruction. It's not who you are at your core. So stop trying to dress like him. Stop trying to write like him, and just do what you do and be happy with it. And that's where a lot of these guys come into these problems and start becoming these like absolute disasters because they're not happy with who they are. They want to be somebody else. It's too bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's what Kevin Smith tells us: be the best you can be.
That's it. That's it. Be happy with it.
So to continue on, I don't care what anyone else says. It's okay for a song to be fun and cheesy. And this maybe is one of the cheesiest songs of the entire 80s.
Yep.
Every pun, every trick, every silly thing was in here, and it was on purpose. There aren't a lot of things in this world that are truly fun and happy. This is one of them. And in the way the world is today, we need more of this silly, funny, just, silly, smiley stuff. In later years, obviously, Janie did become proud of this song again. I don't think it ever really fully got deep into him, though. The opening of the song, as we already mentioned, but it's fun, right? We get that little ow from Janie, and we get that opening riff, and you're like ready. You're ready for the song. You know exactly what it is. Whenever it comes on the radio, you know exactly what song is starting, and it's completely recognizable. We get a lot of little guitar tricks through this song. Now riddle me this, right? CeCe did the solo. Is that him doing the tricks throughout the song?
I kind of doubt that he played anything except
Just
the
the
solo
solo.
in the middle.
Well,
I don't think he took a swipe at the whole song. They would have been there for 2 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
That's
I
fair.
think all the rest was Mike Slammer.
Okay. This song had a lot of open space, and it gave a lot of space for that guitar to come through. It's very 80s produced. It's loud. It's thick. Overproduced, maybe, in the best 80s way. Lyrics are super cheesy. I always wanted to be the cherry pie girl. Apparently, he wrote it in 15 minutes. She wasn't actually anyone, but I wanted to be her, right? And my favorite part of the song is right after the guitar solo when Janie comes in and says, "Trained professional." And I never understood back in the day why he said that. Now I'm like, oh, he was talking about CeCe during the guitar solo, and his guys were not as good. So he was like, "Trained professional."
oh my God, it's classic.
I love that part. I like that part at the end, swing it, and all of that, like the silly ending. This is a song that gets stuck in your head, and I put it up there with like Baby Shark and Gangnam Style and Macarena and Mbop and Come On Eileen. It's a song you're going to sing all day long if you hear it. Weird start to the album. And they did kind of just paste it in at the beginning because the album was finished, right? A song like this, usually like you put your hit at number 3 or whatever the rule is. So this was just kind of pasted into the beginning, right?
I think once they got what they wanted, the record company, they completely ran with it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is the lead single. It's going at the top of the album. We're changing the name of the album. That an interview with one of the guys said that like as soon as they got their hands on that song, the whole marketing for the album just went straight cherry pie.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
So that went right into the video, which was just basically marketing. You've got this white background, and Janie in his polka dot shirt, and Bobby comes in and she's got the red tank top on for the pop of the cherry. And then when we see the band playing, you've got red guitars, you've got red drums. He had red cymbals.
Yeah,
in this thing.
Was,
yeah.
Color sound symbols.
Yeah. So
back in the 80s,
which
they
was
made,
very different.
Red and blue and black, I think. I don't remember.
Now we also said we don't think these guys played on the album. When I was watching the video, none of them are actually playing their instruments in the video. They're throwing them around, twirling them around, like they're even the drummer might be playing along, but no one else is playing. Right?
Hell no.
Yeah, it's just fun. And it looks like it was super fun to make. And you have all the silly tropes like the pie in the lap, and they put the pies on the guitar, on the drums, and he's hitting them with the drums. Yeah. There was a discussion on Reddit about what people thought about cherry pie, knowing that Janie had such a complicated relationship with it. And there was this really fun quote, and it said, "It is a monumentally stupid song full of juvenile lyrics about sex. I love it." And the funny thing was, though, that he didn't want to be known for this song. He wanted to be known for everything else. The people on Reddit were like, "I don't remember him for this song. It's Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's I Saw Red. I remember those songs. I wish he could hear that. So, yeah.
It wouldn't make a difference. He was just broken to the core. He hated himself. I mean, obviously, he wasn't happy with who he was. Come On Eileen. I hear that come on the radio. I am turning it up. I hear Dirty Rotten, and I am hurting my finger trying to shut the radio off. I don't want to hear it. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. All right, coming in, track number 2, Uncle Tom's Cabin. So this one is the top of the mountain for Warrant. It's a perfectly written song, from the arrangement to the fun, dark story. The production on this one is super solid. Janie's vocals are really, really good. I mean, I would go as far to say go ahead, fuck it. We've been bashing him pretty hard. His vocals are incredible. It's a fucking great song. We also get this killer banjo part played by Bew Hill.
Mhm.
This is a 100-watt song. This is Warrant's best song. It's their only song in my mind. It's fucking awesome. It's great. Dave.
This was the third single off the album. The song charted at number 78 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 19 on the Mainstream Rock Tracks chart. The Wikipedia page for the song reveals, quote, according to frontman Janie Lane, the original working title for this song was I Know a Secret, which is kind of a lame title for a song.
I like that better as a title name. I do.
I don't know.
Eric Oswald, who is Janie Lane's brother, plays the acoustic intro on the recording.
Oh, wow.
Why wasn't this guy in the band?
Yeah, it's
Like,
really good, Dave.
Right. He sounds better than both of these other guys combined. I thought for sure, and like the studio guy, oh, he must be fat or something like that. He must be like look like a mutant.
Yeah.
But the more recently, the surviving members of Warrant have had him on stage playing the intro when they play Uncle Tom's Cabin. They'll have him out as a guest. He's a normal looking guy. Like, you slap a hat on him, slap a cowboy hat on him and a leather jacket. Why the hell wasn't he in the band?
They should put one of those Bret Michaels hair hats on him and make him the singer.
There you go. The bandana with the hair stapled onto it.
Make him the singer. Then you got a real Lane in there. Yeah, I was blown away by that guitar intro, Dave. It's really good. It sounds like studio musician work to me.
Right. It's a really nice sounding
It is.
guitar intro. So I just thought that was weird. I did not look further into who Eric Oswald is or what his deal is or what he's got going on. So maybe there's something else why he didn't play with them back in the day. But, solid guitar player, apparently.
Great fact.
So from Wikipedia, quote, prior to the writing of the song Cherry Pie, the album's title and first single was to have been Uncle Tom's Cabin. Although named after the classic novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe, the song tells the story of a witness to the involvement of local police in a double murder and appeared to have nothing to do with slavery, racism, or the Deep South, although the video for the song was set in Louisiana.
Yes, it was.
It was eventually released as the third single, as we said, removing the acoustic guitar intro for the single version.
They should never have removed that.
Why?
That-
That's
they-
the best part.
Yeah, it's a great intro, but nobody's going to listen to that like when you're putting that on the radio.
Right. No,
Uh,
right.
It charted at number 78, like we said, Billboard Hot 100. They tried to go big production in this video. When the guy shoots the shotgun into the room with the band, why did he have to miss? Sorry.
Wow.
There's some excellent one note bass playing if you listen. I'm pretty sure they could have removed 3 out of the 4 strings on Jerry Dixon's bass and nobody would have known the difference.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, after Heaven and Down Boys, you don't get to put out serious songs dealing with social issues. Can you imagine Paul Stanley finishing Love Gun and then saying, hey, I'd like to sing about saving the rainforest now. No.
Stay in the lane. Stay in the Janie lane.
It just doesn't work. You gotta pick. You gotta pick your battle. Either you're, stupid good time rock band, or you're serious.
Yeah, no, Dave, this song's a total outlier. It doesn't sound like anything else that Warren ever recorded.
Right. It comes off as goofy and weird. The song itself is sort of good. He could have passed it to a different band. Who would have ripped on this song?
Who?
Cinderella.
Sure.
Tom Kiefer would sell the hell out of these lyrics and not sound dumb. Jeff LaBar, rest in peace, Chef Jeff, would have also provided an even better guitar solo. And for fuck's sake, Janie, did we really need the ha-cha-cha-cha at the end? Because I can see your jazz hands in my imagination, even now.
Hey.
I don't know, Dave. I like this song. I don't know. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure. I like this song. I think it's very good.
It's pretty good. I want to hear Cinderella play this.
Okay, fair enough. Lisa.
This is a great song.
It is a
Dave.
great song. It is a great song.
So of course this was intended to kind of be the highlight, and it was intended to be the name of the album. I do like the I Know a Secret name better. Something about Uncle Tom's Cabin rubs me the wrong way.
It
makes me
just
uncomfortable.
has that whole connotation
Yeah.
about slavery and racism and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but you have to argue the other side that maybe that sort of bend somebody's ear and like, what's going on with that?
here?
And
I always just thought the title was a little long. It's just too much.
Yeah. So in the acoustic opening, this has driven me crazy since the first moment that I listened to this album. I like it, first of all, but there is an extra note. I don't know if you heard it. There's a little ding, almost like a doorbell, about 3/4 of the way through, and it's off key and it's just off time, like it's a mistake. It's driven me crazy. I hear it every time I listen to it. It
Never
drives me
noticed.
bananas. I can't believe neither one of you heard it. It makes me it's like nails on the chalkboard.
I don't
to
know.
me.
I would have to listen
I'm
to
gonna
be able to tell
Point
you
it
what
out
it
to
is.
you next time it's on.
Okay.
Not that you're going to listen to it again, but
No.
yeah.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, so this song couldn't be more opposite than the first song if it tried. It comes in, when the song comes in after the acoustic opening, it comes in really hard, almost like Skid Row hard. Like, I wish they kept that hardness for more songs. We only get it for like a minute or two here. I like that it's in a minor key. It keeps it very sad, very dark. There's little tiny guitar mini solos throughout the verses that are really nice, and a nice full long dark minor solo in a minor chord as well. These guys are supposed to not be able to play. Somebody's playing really well here. The lyrics
Thanks,
are
Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. The lyrics are a great story about a real life murder. They're woven into the music really well. The banjo is like the perfect creepiness behind the murder story. I like Janie's voice in this is just enough screech and just enough melody to kind of match it out. There's a nice play out on this with the screaming guitars, and the gentleness of Janie's voice just matched perfectly. Now the video, I don't remember this video too well from back in the day. I think I saw it and I didn't really like it. But now on the rewatch, that's a really high quality video, and he looks exactly like Bret Michaels in it, like a double take Bret Michaels. And we still, when the band comes in and we get the scene of the band playing, we still get the bare chests and the leather pants and all of that. But we get some nice footage in the cabin when they're playing. And actually, they seem to be playing their instruments this time, which they weren't in the previous video. There's a girl in this video. No idea who she is. Can't find any credits for her. It doesn't look like Bobby. And I was unable to trace her.
I'm assuming it's just random actress.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think that this is one of those situations where Janie actually like stumbled upon a song that like really resonated with him as like, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to write. And he just never was able to replicate it, and had this giant catalog of goofy songs with this one really great kick-ass rock and roll song. And, and I think that that's just something he could never really wrestle with. I don't know.
And nobody wanted him to replicate it. Like the labels didn't want him to replicate that, know?
Well, because they were making money off the other stuff. So of course that's what they were pushing. And, and he's like, well, but what about this one? They're like, dude, kid, that's number 3. We'll get to it, So, All right, track number 3 is I Saw Red.
Take their place when I saw red. When I opened up the door, I saw red. My heart just spilled onto the floor, and I didn't need to see his face. I saw yours, I saw red, and I closed the door. I don't think I'm gonna love you anymore.
So we're going to get a power ballad here. Now, with that being said, the story about this guy that catches his girlfriend cheating and cries about it and decides that he's not going to love her anymore. You know, he came in, I opened the door, I didn't see his face, but I saw yours, so I quietly shut the door and went away. No, that's not how this goes. I saw red, right? Because I opened the door and then I yanked that fucker off my girlfriend and I kicked him in the face with my boot like 7 times till he was just a bloody mess. Then I dragged her out to the street by her hair with her suitcase, and that was the end of that. I kicked that whore to the curb. Now that's a fucking power ballad right there. You change the lyrics to that, you got a good song. This song is fucking Pussy City, Dave.
Yep. I totally agree.
Thank you.
This is the record's second single, Power Ballad. By the way, may I add, right on schedule, track 3, according to Philip Lewis's album rules of glam rock and roll. Thanks, Phil.
Perfect.
It was written after Janie had walked in on his girlfriend in bed with his best friend, resulting in his nervous breakdown and the delayed release of the band's first record. The song was one of Warrant's most successful singles, reaching number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. The sensitive ballad. There's 2 videos for this one, a regular one and an acoustic version, which I don't think I ever saw played on MTV. In the electric version, the guys in the band, if you notice, are mean mugging the camera with all these serious looks like, how dare you cheat on Janie Lane, you asshole. I'm both angry and disappointed in you. It's really funny if you look at it. The acoustic video features only Janie. This would have been an excellent springboard to a solo album for him, similar to John Bon Jovi and the Blaze of Glory video around the same time. I wonder if they should have used the acoustic version for the album instead. It's intimate and, to me, less lame than the big power ballad version. It's a little more powerful when you hear him without all the background vocals, just a little better, even though it's kind of still a pussy cuck song.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to submit that if Janie had kicked his best friend's ass instead of quietly shutting the door. Oh, go ahead, finish, guys. I'm just going to shut the door. Well, I'll make some tea. We'll talk about it afterwards. I submit that if he had kicked that guy's ass, it would have been therapeutic for him, and maybe he wouldn't have been in this fucking shame spiral of depression. What the fuck, man? I come home from work and there's some guy on top of my wife banging her. He's in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. He's in trouble.
Going to get my axe.
I'm like, listen, you guys finish up. I'm going to go up to the studio. And I came home from work and he was banging my wife. So I came up here and wrote this song about it. Oh, get the fuck. Lisa, talk about this song.
Well, the first thing I have to say is the way that you introduced this, I thought I was talking to Casey Kasem. It was perfect. I really love this song. I actually remember the first time I heard it. I love that it has a piano intro, of course. And at the time, I immediately went in search of the sheet music so that I could learn how to play it. I think Janie's voice is really nice in this one. The lyrics have so much feeling, and his voice makes me believe that it happened to him, which it did. I didn't need to see your face. I saw yours. it's perfect. And I don't think I'm gonna love you anymore. I love it. It's amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. It's perfect. There's no better way to walk away from someone than in complete silence and never speak to them ever again. That hurts more than beating the guy up. I'll just say that.
Well, not for the guy. I mean,
Yeah. 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 Well, who cares what happens to the guy? But yeah. So the song comes in after the bridge, kind of after that like sweet, sticky part. Just before the guitar solo, we get Janie singing at this really high register, clear as a bell. He's definitely reaching the highest part of his range for his voice in this song, and it just kind of adds to the desperation and the anger. We get a nice emotional and very fitting guitar solo. But this whole song, I hear desperation, and it's in his voice, it's in the music, it's in the instruments. It's perfect. The video is very romantic for such an angry song, and maybe that wasn't super fitting.
weird.
We get Janie at the grand piano, looking a lot like Brett, and maybe giving me some memory of the Every Rose Has Its Thorn video with kind of the shadows and that kind of stuff.
Totally.
And then of course they pop Red into the black and white video with the candles, and the band looks great. Janie looks great. The bass player is dressed like he's in Cinderella, which is a little strange. They did really well with their ballads in the past, and they're doing, they had Heaven and Sometimes She Cries, and now they have this one, and I liked them all. So,
Song sucked. Coming in at number 4, Bed of Roses. So this is like some bad version of a Poison song without any hooks. It's got a super weird arrangement and an ultra weak chorus. This track is so fucking forgettable. Dave, that's all I have to say. Dave.
You forgot it already.
No, I did.
This one was written by Janie and a lady named Bonnie Hayes. Which I'm assuming I looked this up. Looks like the co-writer is a Bonnie Hayes from San Francisco, whose brother is Chris Hayes, the lead guitar player for Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh, great.
And her other brother, Kevin, was the drummer with the Robert Cray Band, great blues guitar player.
Nice.
Bonnie put out some records in her teen years and then wrote songs that were recorded by Cher, Bette Midler, and Adam Ant. So she's definitely got some firepower there. The song starts as sounding like a combination of I Saw Red and Uncle Tom's Cabin. When it kicks in, it's pretty generic 1990 rock. I don't like this one. It sounds awkward, not really finished, a bunch of parts sort of thrown together. No offense to Bonnie. I don't know her other work, but if it's indeed the same person, like I said, this one's a no from me. The hook line and the idea is kind of good, but it definitely needed some more work.
Yeah, Dave, the fucking arrangement's super janky on this song. Like super janky. And it's got no hook. Lisa.
So I get a little confused at the beginning of this. I assumed we had back-to-back ballads, but not really. The song kind of came in pretty quickly, and it clearly wasn't a ballad. We have a good story in this one about a woman living in a motel. Maybe she's a prostitute that doesn't have any friends and thinks that he thinks that she deserves something better. The music in this one, though, it's never really grabbed me. The hook is lacking. I do love the bridge. It kind of turns into a completely different song for the bridge, and I want to hear that whole song. The guitar solo is very short. I think it needed more room. Overall, something is missing here. On the playout, we get strains of a really nice guitar solo, but it's barely audible. It's hard not to compare this to Bon Jovi's Bed of Roses, which would come out about 3 years later. That one charted, of course, and had a video. It was, I was well over Bon Jovi by 1993.
Bon Jovi's version is
Yeah.
hugely better.
Yeah.
10,000
Really better.
universes better.
Yeah. Well, I found Bon Jovi's version to be way too country for me and too syrupy sweet, but it had a great hook, which made the difference. And of course, it had Simbor's, smooth guitars and his backing vocals.
That's right.
And that's something else to talk about this album. I haven't heard too much in the way of strong backing vocals other than the gang vocals, but we have that female voice that I kind of liked on here.
It's the thing. It's all gang vocals.
Yeah.
That's all there is
Not
the
a lot of
Danger,
harmonies, not
Yeah.
a lot of, it's just,
Yeah. Sometimes I think,
Danger and Fiona and
sometimes I think that it's multiple tracks of Janie in some locations too. So,
100%.
probably.
Yeah.
Totally.
yep.
I'm sure he was standing there with the rest of them,
Mm.
yelling into the mic.
Awesome. Okay, coming in at track number 5. Sure feels good to me.
You bring out the worst in me. Nothing but sure feels good to me. Think I'm outrageous.
So this one starts off with this kind of cool Ted Nugent guitar riff, kind of like Stranglehold or something like that, right? Then the tune kicks in, and it's a rocker. It is a rocker, but it doesn't resonate with me as a song, just like nothing on this album resonates with me as a song. There's some good guitar playing, and the drums, they sound solid. I thought the drums on this whole album were decent, even though there was absolutely zero bass tied to them at all, which really hurts a drum. It hurts the drums when there's no bass locking in with it. But whatever. I thought the drums were fine. I thought the guitar playing was really good on this album. Again, it's not my cup of tea. I don't like this kind of guitar playing really, but he's doing it very well. Now, Janie's vocals are good, but the lyrics, they don't excite me. This is a problem for me. They don't excite me. And there's nothing going on here that makes me want to listen to this song again. The lyrics don't excite me. They don't draw me in. There's nothing there. It's not like I'm going, oh, this is bad. This guy can't sing. This is terrible. It's like taking a sip of milk and just be like, yeah, it was milk. It's great. You got a fucking cookie I can dip in this. I don't know, Dave. What do you think?
Yeah, this one was written by Johnny B. Frank, Janie Lane, and Danny Stagg. Johnny B. Frank was the bassist for the band Kingdom Come, known for the Led Zeppelin clone song Get It On. Johnny had also been the keyboardist for Josie Cotton, best known for her song Johnny Are You Queer in the 1983 movie Valley Girl.
It's a good song.
Yeah, good song. Danny Stagg was the guitar player for Kingdom Come. Warrant had toured with them the year before, so I'm guessing this was the result of a backstage jam or something like that. Song is okay, nothing special. There's some old-timey 50s rock influence with plenty of noodling guitars added. No way it should have taken 3 people to write this.
No.
What did Janie need those guys for?
Jesus. He needed 3 more guys. Lisa.
High energy, a little bit of a punk song. It
What?
Yeah.
I already
bit
punk in
punk.
this.
It feels like a live kind of song. Like I always like when the last song on the first side of an album is like a little bit angry and something you want to see live. And I was like, oh yay, this is the last song on the first side. It's not. By the way, there's another song still to come.
This show.
Yeah. Lyrics are fun if a bit cheesy. Think I'm outrageous and you think I'm insane, but everything I'm doing tonight, well, I'm doing it screaming your name.
Oh, stop. Just making me hate it even more. Hey, did you say punk or did you say puke?
Punk.
Puke? You said puke.
Yes.
Okay, so this afternoon we're listening to all Ramones records
Dave.
and the New York
Ramones.
Dolls and
I
the
love
Sex
New York
Pistols.
Dolls. I love the Sex Pistols.
and
Yeah.
I was
That's
thinking
it.
about the cult. I mean, I was thinking about Joe Strummer earlier. And, I was trying to listen to some good music after listening to this fucking album. I want to bring some of that to the show. Some really good stuff.
So we get a nice long guitar solo in this one and lots of licks. I think you were calling it noodling.
Yep.
I'm noodling through the song.
Meadly, go Smeedly, go Meadly.
Oh my God. So I like the lead out on the guitar solo when the tempo slows down and we get that nice bridge. That's my favorite part of the song. More licks from the guitar towards the stick ending. Definitely the standout here for me is maybe that the song was a little bit too short. I think this one was probably super fun to hear live, although I've seen them quite a few times and I don't ever remember them playing this. Not a memorable song for me, maybe just a filler, but I bopped along to it.
Nothing on this album was too short, and it had too many songs. Way too many songs. Coming in at track number 6, Love in Stereo.
I never had two women before, but I'm an open-minded person, so baby, lock that door. We're loving in stereo, and it's love. Love in stereo. It's love in stereo. Ooh, how can anything feel so good?
So we get the opening guitar riff, Hard Left, and it's all by itself. And they do this a few times on this album. It's just not interesting to me. I just don't care. I just don't care. Then we get some power blues, I guess, for lack of a better description. Now, I like the classic blues or rock blues or GNR style blues, but these blues just feel sterile to me. We get these tiny, thin, hard to hear keyboard piano parts that lack any warmth that I expect from a good blues rocker. This is just crap, man. This is just crap. And we're going to get to the song later where they try and cover a real band and swing and a miss. Again, I just don't love these lyrics and I just overall hate this style of music. This is so shitty, Dave.
I thought I was listening to Love on the Rocks by Poison at first. Poison did this song better.
Mm-hmm.
These lyrics are super cheesy. Yes, it's about two chicks at the same time.
Whoa, man.
Whoa.
Can I smell your finger?
The chorus is almost good, but then they make it sound like Styx's Mr. Roboto or some shit like that. I like that song, but the vibe doesn't really fit here. And then I said, ew, a synth piano solo. Sounds weak. This song sucks too. They could have saved this one with a better guitar riff and a rewrite, but no bueno as is.
Yeah, I mean, you bring in a real piano, you rewrite the chorus so it actually is like Love on the Rocks and is catchy, and it still sucks, but it's better than this. Lisa.
The reason I remember this song is the blatant ripoff of Poison's Bret Michaels vocals in the opening, and the obvious highly sexual lyrics that also kind of lend right back to Poison. It was like they just ripped it right out of that. It's catchy. It's a bit 50s style. Janie's voice gets really muddy in this one, though. He's going too fast for his, standard, I guess, and he isn't keeping up. It doesn't take away from the fun, I guess, but definitely he's no tame me down in that way. I thought it was a nice touch to have this stereo back and forth, like the right and left, when you actually say love in stereo, which was, they do it in the beginning and they do it at the end of the song. It's just funny. We get a guitar and a piano solo, which I think doesn't really fit here. We get a lot of ow from Janie and it's a bit too much. I like how his voice changes to be a little bit cheeky, like when he says the girls were coming 2 at a time, and he like makes it a little cheesy, like David Lee Roth or somebody. But then we get the woman having an orgasm stolen right from My Michelle. So we're taking pieces from a lot of different songs. Yeah, I don't feel like this should have been the last song on this side, though. I thought the previous one should have been.
Yeah,
So.
Yuck.
Mhm.
Terrible. Lisa, you like The Clash?
Yes.
Okay, good. Correct answer. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so that ends side A. So we're going to head over to the Should They Have Made It segment. And today we are looking at Lethal Lipstick and their song, Shot Down with Love. Roll it.
Suck on that for a while.
So first, I'm going to give you the good. The production on the music on this track, it's solid. I mean, for a demo, this is solid. The guitar solo, though, this is no Dave fucking Dangerous Dave. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty nasty little solo for, for the day. I can appreciate it. But the productions on the vocals fall off a cliff. So you've got this demo that sounds, above average musically and below average vocally, and that's a problem. They sound empty. They have too much reverb on them. The singer overall, he just sounds green. It's not like he sucks. It's not like I'm like, I hate this guy. He's just green. He's just not ready yet. He's just not quite, he just doesn't have it dialed in yet. The song overall for me has a cool LA Guns feel, which is great. I mean, it's you could tell these guys love LA Guns, which is cool. They overuse this, bam, bam, bam part. It just goes on way too many times. And finally, the chorus. Any chorus with the words bang, bang in it, especially like right against each other, it's just going to be a no for me. I just don't like bang, bang in a chorus. So in my opinion, this band needed just a little more time in the oven to get to that next level. Did they suck? No, they look good. Like I said, they sounded kind of like LA Guns. They were sleazy. Yeah, it's fine. I just feel like they were a little green, a little rough around the edges. Just needed a little more time in the oven to get to that next level. So for me, this is pushing 59.9 watts. It's above average. Dave.
Well, according to their Discogs, and by the way, the name of the song is "Shot Down Without Love."
What did I say?
As far as I know,
Shot down
you
with
said
love.
with love.
Oh, okay. Well, that's Janie. He was shot down with love.
So according to their Discogs.com and Reverb Nation profiles, quote, Lethal Lipstick was formed in early 1985 on the streets of downtown Albany, New York. The vision for the band was to combine the sleazy trashiness of the early 70s NYC glam rock with the angry nastiness of punk. I think they succeeded. This song first appeared on a 4-song independent 1988 release titled There Goes the Neighborhood. It later appeared on a Reverb Nation release in 2010. You might recognize the guitar player. That's Mike Trash, who would go on to...
Dave, did he play the solo on this track?
I'm assuming so. I couldn't tell you for sure,
Okay.
but he was the only guitar player in the band, so I'm assuming he played the solo.
Yeah, great player. Great player. I like Mike.
Mike Trash, who would go on to form the Erotics, a band who is at this point in Albany, New York institution. They are now celebrating their 30-year anniversary as a band. And I'm just going to do a plug for them here. The Erotics have a new album out, Just What the Devil Ordered, available for order or in person at their Dirty 30 anniversary show at Empire Live, Albany, Saturday, February 21st, coming up soon. For more info, hit up their Facebook at The Erotics, TheErotics, or their Bandcamp at theerotics1.bandcamp.com. Mike is a friend of the show. Back when I was in Demon's Alley from our very first show in 2006 at O'Brien's in Alston, we've played many, many gigs with Mike and the boys, and they always kick ass. If you can get to Albany in February, go to their show. So back to Lethal Lipstick, cool guitar riff. The lyrics are a little rhymey, but for 1998, it's just fine. I like the vibe. The band looks cool. I did find 2 different versions of this. One has better sound than the other. The one I listened to is on YouTube at channel Rock and Roll Anonymous, ROCK, the letter N, Roll Anonymous. Their channel there. I say the band should have made it. I'm going to give them a 77.7.
Nice.
Lucky sevens.
Nice. Their original bass player, I think he was the original bass player, Billy Beer. Is that right?
Erotics.
Yeah.
No, I think he was in somewhere in the middle. I think they had a different guy playing bass at least one other guy, and then they got a different guy playing bass now.
Yeah. I know he had originally moved on to pursue his talents in building motorcycles and
Sure.
fixing motorcycles, motocross. So he's a very talented motocross, racer. And, he helped build this big indoor motocross track out in, I think it was in Connecticut. I went and rode there a couple of times, and he ended up opening a shop that's open to this day I think it's in New York, right, Dave? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm assuming it's out by Albany somewhere.
Yeah. So he's really cool, and they do graphics, and he did up some custom graphics for my race bike a few years back. Came out really, really good, really awesome. I wish I could remember the name of the of his shop, because I'd like to pitch it here, but I can't remember. But it was cool. It was like Moto Star or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, cool guy. All these guys in the erotics were cool guys, and yeah, I suggest you go check out this new album and check out their old albums as well, because it's all sleazy killer music. Lisa.
So I actually I did another one of these where I picked the band and I didn't realize who was in the band, because Mike also is a friend of mine. I didn't recognize him in the photo until I did. And then when I did, I couldn't unsee it. So that's why I chose the band. So Mike joined the band in 88. So they were a band from 85, I think. And he brought with him most of the songs that became basically their catalog that he had written during his time with his previous band, Sick Ticket. He became basically their primary songwriter and was with them until they collapsed in 1992. In 1988, they were featured in Metal Edge magazine.
Oh, wow.
It gave them a huge push. And they were getting like lots of buzz, but remember what the timing was, right? By the time 89 came around, they got like management, and their management kept holding out for something bigger, and the something bigger never came because of the timing. Because 89 was about it. If you weren't signed by 89, it was over, right?
On the downswing.
It was exactly. I think time just kind of got away from them, and that's sort of what happened. We did say that Mike, of course, moved on after that. He had a band called the Godfathers of Infection. He really liked the songs that they created, but he said the band was just not motivated to go anywhere. So that was over by 95. And as Dave said, he formed the Erotics in 96, which has their 30th anniversary. You can catch Mike at his next show, January 17th, which is just less than a week away from right now. He's playing at the Extreme Music Awards at Empire Live in Albany, where he will be in the All-Star Jam. The show also features Mike Byrne from Hatebreed, who I saw recently as well, who's great. And then, of course, their record release party on the 21st of February. So funny, when he joined the band, before this, they always had two guitar players, right? And he joined the band, and the band like heard his demo tape, and they were like, you know what? We don't even need a rhythm guitarist anymore. This is it. We're just going to have Mike, and we don't need anyone else. So that was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So the band has in it Bob Gorey from the Misfits. Wayne Haskins was on rhythm guitar originally. He was one of the original members. Dan Hammer on drums, and Gary Graphics, who was a violinist who picked up the bass. So
how about that?
Yeah, it's strange. They did try to go out to the West Coast during that kind of Metal Edge era, and they were very different than the West Coast bands. They had like the paleness and the darkness that comes from the East Coast that these, happy, bright, neon West Coasters, was very different. I liked how they looked. They had lots of vinyl and lots of black hair and, a guy liner, but they weren't very like Poison glam. They were, rock and roll.
New York glam.
Yes, New York glam. Lots of animal print and bullet belts.
The best kind.
Yeah, the best kind. I think that the quality of the music that's available for this song out there isn't all that great, and I hope that doesn't affect, what we say about it. It reminds me, some of the recordings remind me of the quality of like that old Glamour Punks demo where it's just very muddy and hard to hear. So I think if they had some money behind them, they really would have benefited from that. I think they definitely could have made it. They could have been kind of in the space between like Faster Pussycat, LA Guns, and a little bit of Pretty Boy Floyd for thrown in there too. Um, I like the opening with the raw guitars. We've got a sleazy metal sound that I love from back in the day. And Des, I love the bang bang lyric in the chorus. That's my favorite part. Great hook. Yeah, I love it. Cheesy 80s lyrics, very glam. I love the guitar solo. I like that it's funny because he packed a lot of notes into that 30-second thing. It was very like,
Did.
he did, yeah.
I thought
And
the
at the
solo
end,
ripped.
yeah. And at the end, we get the bang, bang, bitch, which I think was really funny. Yeah. I definitely think they should have made it. I'm giving them an 81.1. And funny, when I was watching their video on YouTube, the video, how they give you something related afterwards. The next video for me was Swingin' Thing All That Glitters.
Right.
All right.
That's a good one.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I listened to all of I went and just listened to everything they had to offer on YouTube. And I thought I mean, a lot of the demos, like there was another one you had told me to watch. A lot of them did have that kind of glamour punks production value where it was like kind of hard to listen to. But I thought this one in particularly was produced very well. Like I said, musically, I thought it was pretty clean sounding. So
Yeah, they had Dancing with Dynamite, Sweet Little Nasty, and they have a ballad called Yesterday's Gone Tomorrow. They're all really good.
wasn't there one with like New York in the title?
Yes, New York. Let me see if I can remember what it was. New York Doll. That's what it was.
New York Doll. Good
Yeah.
good song, but like really hard to decipher it through
Yeah.
through the production on that one. It
Yeah.
really demo sounding. All right, Lisa, add it up and tell us what's going on here.
Okay, on the Violent Vinyl, should they have made it chart? Lethal Lipstick, Shot Down Without Love,
Right.
comes in at number 15 on our chart with a total score of 72.9, putting them right below Back Alley Sally, No Love, and right above Monroe, Won't Last Forever.
Okay. I like that. I think that works fine. And like I said, we know these guys, so the fact that I gave them a soft no, I wasn't like, oh, they shouldn't have made it. Soft no for me. If they had come into my office, I would have been like, guys, I want you to go play some more shows for a year. We'll talk again next summer. But I just want you guys to understand, we're doing this legit, like we're not just saying, oh yeah, they should make it because they're friends of ours or whatever. No, we listen to all these songs and we give you our honest opinions, which is, I think, what you want.
I'm kind of glad they didn't make it because the Erotics are a freaking killer band.
Yeah. Yes, now they should make it. So somebody get over there and sign the Erotics.
So
there you go. Yeah. All right, awesome. All right, so flip the show over because we're about to hit side B. And speaking of side B, coming in at track number 7, Blind Faith.
Thanks to you, now I know all my dreams can come true. Blind faith in you, oh yeah, like a blind faith in you, oh yeah, you're right.
So here we get another power ballad full of super gay lyrics about how much this guy's everything depends on his girlfriend, who we already know from I Saw Red is a total tramp, right? That's going to cheat on him.
She's floozy.
Yes, it's just another weak ass bland ballad with no teeth and no depth and no heart. It just sucks, man. And I'm so sick of this whole thing. Oh, my girlfriend, I'm nothing without her. And then I saw myself in you. And it's like, just shut up. It's no wonder she's cheating on you. You're a fucking total fucking like these are the guys that get cheated on. Like, because they have to go out and find a real man. That was bad. Anyway, and again, there's no hook in sight in this song. No hook in sight. You can't have a power ballad without a killer chorus. I hated the arrangement of this song, much like I hated the arrangement on a lot of these songs. These songs are not arranged well. They're not arranged to be catchy. Like, even if they had a good chorus, which not one of them does. There's 3 choruses on this album and then just a bunch of jam songs. Terrible. And then finally, there's nothing special about these vocals to draw me in. Are they fine? Sure. Do I want to hear it again? Absolutely not. Dave.
Blind Faith was released as the fourth single from the album. It charted at number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 39 on the mainstream rock tracks chart, and also featured a music video. They did a video for this one.
I don't know.
They did. I
Right.
didn't see this one on MTV. Acoustic ballad. They're going to the Uncle Tom's / Heaven Well yet again. Yawn. The producer should have made some changes to the instrumentation and arrangement to hide the fact that even when the song kicks in, it's just a rewrite of Heaven from their first album.
But a bad one with no hook.
The guys in the band really sing along in the videos to try to pretend that they sung any backups at all on the album, huh? When it was totally different people actually doing it on the record. Lame, not a terrible song, and I'm not saying that I know better than a successful record producer, but they should have done something different with this song to keep things fresh.
I mean, okay, Heaven chorus. Heaven isn't too far away. Well, closer to it every day. Well, no matter what. All right, so we know it. We know every fucking word because it's a catchy chorus. Would one of you like to try and sing the chorus to this song we just broke down? Go ahead. I'll wait.
It's Blind Faith. Something, something, something. Blind Faith.
So you know the title of the song. Very good. Lisa. Blind Faith.
I'm not going to sing it, but I do know the words to it. So.
Oh, God.
I found it weird to open the second side with a ballad, although I know on CDs it didn't really matter, but I had this on cassette, so strange choice to me. They already had I Saw Red on here, which was pretty big, but it was the angry song, right? So this is the syrupy, sweet song. If you go back to like Skid Row's first album, they had an angry ballad and a sticky sweet ballad as well. I think theirs worked a little bit better.
A little.
Janie's voice was made for songs like this. But having said that, this song is very formulaic to me, right? You have acoustic, and then the big guitars come in, and then you have the sweet vocals, and then you have the electric guitar solo, right? And then you have the bridge, and then you drop back down to the acoustic playout. It's so formula. I can predict every note. I can predict almost every word. The song is very, very short, which made it easy to get through. But like, it was so predictable by the end. I was like, wow, this is longer than I thought it was. And it wasn't. It was a very short song, right? The video for this song is also completely formulaic. We have Janie playing the acoustic guitar in black and white with the shadow, down the side of his face. He's got a cowboy hat on. He looks like Bret Michaels. Then the band comes in and, playing electric behind him, and everybody looks very serious. We've got serious face on. One guy's wearing a suit jacket. What happened there? Like an actual suit jacket.
These guys are a train wreck.
Yep. We've got a beautiful girl, who comes into the video. I think actually it's Bobby again, but she doesn't have a credit for this one. We've got a live shot of the band covered in sweat, playing their hearts out in front of a crazy crowd. And then it goes back to the black and white with, and in my notes I have, and then Brett again comes in black and white silhouette. And obviously it's Janie. So, I think that the record companies may have had their hand in this, just like they did in Cherry Pie and everything else, making sure there was just enough radio formula on this album. This one didn't really do it for me. It's not a bad song, but I think they should have put something unique into it to make it stand out.
I mean, it is a bad song, but it had a formula. So at least this one had an arrangement that made sense, right? I mean, did I like it? Was it predictable? Of course it was. But at least it was an actual formula. It didn't sound like a jam. Oh, God, I fucking hated it. Track number 8, Song and Dance Man.
I'll be okay as soon as I'm on my way. I am a song and dance man. Yes, I am a song and dance man.
So this was funny. I literally thought this was still Blind Faith. I really did. I was listening to it and I'm like, it's fucking been going on for a long time. I'm like, so I clicked over from my notes and I checked. And surprisingly, the track had actually changed to Song and Dance Man. I was convinced I was still listening to the other song.
Yep.
They sound so much alike. The intros are almost identical. They just blended into each other like one long, boring drone of a song. And then I just wrote, God, I hate this album. Dave.
Same formula here. Less acoustic, more rockin', please. Sammy Davis Jr. is a song and dance man. Janie, you were no Sammy Davis, sir.
No.
Would Janie have had better luck transitioning into an adult contemporary Michael Bolton kind of deal in the 1990s? That's my question.
I don't know. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, so I'm not digging this song either. Nah, pass.
Oh my God.
So you said, Lisa, that it was exactly your your impression on this song that was just continued the last song.
Well, it was so strange to me. How do you get the exact same guitar tone and cadence? Everything was the same. It wasn't even transition. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Janie's voice sounds completely different in this song. And that's the only reason I was like, wait, is this the next song?
And it had like this really short space between the two songs.
Yeah.
It was like a pause. I don't know.
Yeah, Janie's voice comes in a little more edgy. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, we're on the next song here. I wanted, after the acoustic piece, for this song to really come in and like rock. And they went into the pop metal kind of way, and it didn't work for me. I hear a little bit of Uncle Tom's Cabin in here, maybe. And they have a nice like pre-chorus arrangement as it goes into the verses. We have another nice bridge, which outshines the rest of the song, and I kind of wish we had a song that was that. And this song has a lot of production on it. I mean, the whole album is very kind of overproduced, but this one is even thicker and even more produced than kind of the rest of the album. Guitar solo's okay. I like the little discordant drop at the end. I like Janie's vocals in the play out here, but I needed this one to come in as a rocker, and it just stayed too sweet.
At this point, I literally looked on like, holy shit, 12 songs. You fucking kidding me? Like, I was so pleased when I found out the last song wasn't a song. I didn't have to listen to it. It was like a present. All right. Coming in at number 9, You're the Only Hell Your Mama Ever Raised.
But you got to do things your own way. You're a good boy, and that you must be going through something. You're the only hell your mama ever raised. So this thing's out all the time.
Okay, so the title is terrible, right? At this point, everything just sounds the same. It's all just bland, boring, lame crap. 0 hooks, 0 good choruses, 0 attitude, 0 teeth. This song totally sucks ass. And at this point, I literally just could not wait for this album to be over. I didn't write anything down about the actual song because I just didn't want to. Because fucking, you're going to hear a little bit of it before, and you're just going to know. It's terrible, Dave. It's terrible.
I think the words you're looking for is mayonnaise on Wonder Bread.
Yes, with a glass of fucking skim milk.
It's another messy guitar riff. They should have asked CeCe DeVille for some leftover riffs in addition to doing the cherry pie solo. This song's okay, kind of weak still, but hear me out. Okay. I can totally imagine this song getting covered by some modern pop country singer. Also talk about mayonnaise on Wonder Bread.
Ouch.
Probably would be a huge hit with the suburban cowboy crowd. Nobody do that, please.
No. Oh, God. Lisa, did you like this song?
Well, my first comment is, wow, there's still 4 more songs.
Shit.
I don't remember there being
Oh,
so many
shit.
songs. I'm getting a bit tired, and I think I'm more of a fan than you guys, but I'm getting a bit tired here. Love the name of the song, the obligatory 80s your mom joke. I like the tone of this song, and I'm glad it's kind of going in a more raw direction and instead of the pop sweetness that has been on the rest of the album. Now, I like when the chorus comes in because we get that weird note from Janie, you're the only hell your mom ever raised, but the only goes way up into his register. You're the only, and I like that. But then it gets going through, like, I can't place it. There's like the I Saw Red melody comes through in here. There's some copy paste in here that's like part of another song. And it was like a signature vocal or a signature way that he sings the song. And I was like, wait a minute, I've already heard that. Was it deliberate? I don't know. Maybe they just copied and pasted something in here.
Did they yell "dirty, rotten,
Yeah,
filthy,
right?
stinking rich"
Very
again
strange.
somewhere?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that
Yeah.
that extra. Copy.
There's we get an okay guitar solo. There's no bridge to speak of, which makes the entry from the guitar solo back into the chorus really strange and abrupt for me. And the playout feels kind of forced and a little bit awkward. I think the song could have gone harder and been a little more fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they suck at ripping themselves off. I mean, if you can't borrow from yourself, who can you borrow from? I do it all the time, but I do it to where only I'm really picking up on it, and it's better than the first time I did it. Like, what's the point of ripping yourself off? You just do some shitty version of it. Oh, all right, coming in at track number 10, Mr. Rainmaker.
Found a place that's warm and dry. It's the Rainmaker. Don't waste your time. 'Cause I found a girl who is permanent sunshine. She is the little queen of all of my dreams. Carry on. And found someone else to rain on. Love never rained down.
Okay, so this one starts off with lyrics like, inside your arms, I found a place that's warm and dry. Dude, fucking shut the fuck up. I literally can't take any more of this pussy shit lyrics and these crybaby weak ass girlfriend rock songs. I hated this song. And again, the chorus sucks, man. How can these guys not write one chorus? They wrote Cherry Pie. How can you not write a chorus that I can remember? I have no idea how the chorus of this song goes. I listened to it twice for this stupid fucking review. Dave. Sorry.
The pitch shifter effect on the guitar in the beginning is awful.
Awful.
Song is still wimpy. I'm doubling down on my opinion that Janie should have cut his hair, put on a suit jacket, and went the Richard Marx / Bryan Adams pop singer direction. He would have done so much better.
Dave, you've got me on board. I'm on board with that 100% now.
Yeah.
Let's rename him. What's his new name? What's his new stage name?
I wasn't on board when you said Michael Bolton, but now that you say like Richard Marx and Bryan Adams, now I'm on board.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just
Stage
thinking-
name like Pete Pickles or something like that.
Pickles.
You could go with Kennedy Oswald, like his middle and last
Pickles. Kennedy Oswald Pickles. I don't know. We don't know where we're at. Are you still talking about the song, Dave?
name. Yes, me now.
Okay. Lisa.
So for me, the songs just are all merging together and starting to sound the same. At least we get a little bit harder one here. I like the lyrics in this song. He is a good song. I do, yeah. But my problem with this is that the guitar riff is terrible, and he needs a good guitar riff creator. The hook sounds exactly like at least 2 of their other songs. If this was the only song that I had heard and I had never heard the rest of the album, I would have been like, okay, it's a decent hook. But now it's like, well, I've heard this before, and everything is mushing together. The guitar riff is so generic. I almost feel like, and I think I said this to Dave earlier, I almost feel like I could play it myself. And, I am not
Sure
the
you
greatest
could.
guitar player, but I think I could play this one. The highlight is the vocal octave lift right before the forgettable guitar solo. And I like when he does the vocal drop at the end and we get like kind of his minor vocal range, a low minor vocal range. I actually really like that, but it's like for a split second and it disappears way too quickly. Janie needed better guitarists to go with his lyrics.
Thank God Lisa fucking just talked about these songs. 'Cause I'm just like, this song sucks. Like, think about what it must have been like to be Janie Lane's girlfriend. Like, you know, she comes home from work. She's been like fucking on the shoot all day. And Janie's like in the fetal position, like shaking in the corner. He's like, I'm cold. I'm wet. Oh, open your arms. I need to find some warmth and strength. It's like, listen, dude, I've been working all day. I got to cook some dinner. Can you just fucking man up for a second here? I'm going to fuck your best friend, okay? Just stop or I'm going to have to fuck somebody else. I can't even blame her. I saw Red. I feel like that is a redemption story for some poor woman that dealt with this pansy-ass loser for so long until she finally just couldn't take it anymore and banged his best friend.
Wow.
Yeah, I've really got a lot of opinions on this. All
I
right.
see that.
Track number 10, Mr. Rainmaker, is over. Goodbye. Coming in at track number 11, Train Train. Now, this is a Blackfoot cover, so let's roll Warrant's version. Okay. All a fucking board. Sorry, Janie. It's just not enough to make this edgy or badass. In fact, it sounds ingenuous and fucking gay, and I hate it. I hate it. As for the song, we get some more decent guitar. But if you have ever heard the original Train Train by Blackfoot, it starts with legit killer, and I mean killer harmonica, unlike Warrant's version. It is a warm, kick-ass rock tune with amazing vocals and tons of soul and heart and teeth. It is a true blues rock classic, and I'm going to add a little clip of it to the end of this because it is a fucking killer tune. It kicks this heartless, soulless garbage version right in its tiny little dick. Warrant proves here that you can't successfully fake it. You can't pretend to be something you're not, as 100% of the time, it just comes across as ingenuous and weak. And that's exactly what we got here. An ingenuous, weak version of a great classic rock song. I had to listen to the original twice to cleanse my palate after listening to this piece of shit. Dave.
Yeah, I did the same. This song was written by Shorty Medlock, sort of hand in hand with the fake bluesman thing with 80s guitar players that we've talked about before. In the 80s, bands were still obsessed with trains. Bon Jovi is certainly guilty of this too. Who the heck was still riding trains in the 80s, except when I was sneaking off to New York City from suburban New Jersey to go into the city to catch Kiss playing a club show at the Ritz.
That's awesome.
It's not like we were old-timey hobos riding in a boxcar. I cruised in Amtrak style, baby, all the way into Penn Station and the sleaze of Old Times Square before they ruined it.
That's awesome.
The song rocks sufficiently, but this kind of does sound like a Bon Jovi cast-off song. The songwriter Shorty Medlock was an American blues, country, and bluegrass musician and banjo player. He is the grandfather of Blackfoot singer Ricky Medlock. Looks like Shorty made some contributions to the band, but wasn't actually in it. Mr. Shorty passed in 1982. How many bands can say their gramps wrote songs for them? That's actually kind of cool. I listened to the original and, of course, sounds a little more Southern rock, definitely more balls than Warrant's version.
Dude, the fucking original is so fucking good. And I was like, man, maybe we should do a Blackfoot album.
Well,
Lisa.
I remember loving this song back in the day, and I did not know that it was a cover song back in the day. What I like about this song is Janie's lower register of his voice. That's probably my favorite register from him. I like the little cracks in his voice that almost sound like a yodel. Good harmonica on this song. Whoever played it, I don't know, but it's pretty good. Nice guitar solo to go with the harmonica solo. Then we get a bonus second solo later on that's also good and has some nice effects on it. Almost blends out into like synth. I don't know what this song is really about, but I still think it's pretty cool. I don't like blues rock in general. I went and listened to the original, didn't like it at all.
Oh.
There's something about this song, I can't put my finger on it, but I like it.
But couldn't you hear the difference in the harmonica in the original to this? How like
Yeah.
cheap and thin and just no
Yes.
soul? Like that fucking harmonica on the original sounds like a train coming down the tracks.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The harmonica on the original one was definitely better. I just don't generally like blues rock, so the rest of it didn't do much for me. So
Yeah, no, it's not your thing.
Yeah. And to chime in, looks like from Wikipedia on the credits, a gentleman named John Juke Logan was the harmonica player on the album. So I'm assuming maybe it was him on this and Uncle Tom's.
is that that just said he was the Norman's guitar guy, right?
What's that?
He's Norman's Rare Guitars. That's him.
Oh, well, looks like maybe he worked for Norman's Rare Guitars out in
He
California.
was the guy.
But yeah, according to this, he played on some theme music for TV programs and all kinds of stuff.
Roseanne being one, which had lots of harmonica in their theme songs and all through their series. So
So
Dave,
it looks like he's the guy.
Norman's Rare Guitars in California, do they sell like vintage guitars there?
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where my wife bought my 74 Black Les Paul. I think it
Oh,
was from
nice.
Norman's Rare Guitars in California.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, they
weird,
have
yeah.
a documentary about them on Netflix that we watched the other night. It was pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
so cool. Yeah, she found it on that website and that rings a bell. I'm like 99% it was Norman's Rare Guitars in California. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Final track on the album, track number 12, Ode to Tipper Gore.
All right, here we go. I'll buck her right there. Fucking shit. Fucking no shit. Fucker. Fucking your mother ass. Fucking ass. Fucking shit. Fucking. Out to get a blowjob real quick. So.
All right, guys. This is so goofy. I was embarrassed for the band listening to it, and it single-handedly lowered my overall score on the album. Putting Every Time You Say Fuck on stage as the last track on your album is lame. It doesn't make it edgy. It's just lame. It's almost like saying, I know that we're really, really weak and we have no attitude or teeth and this album sucks. So I swear when we're out live on the road, we're really badass and edgy and we say fuck a lot. Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty similar. My comment is, woo, super edgy cursing. Are these guys 12 years old? Why is this on here?
Lisa.
I don't know. It's funny. The weird thing I think is that the PMRC was very public in much earlier than this album, right? In like 83, 84, 85, they were like a powerhouse basically. By the time 89, 90 came around, they had faded into nothing. We never spoke about them again. They had no influence on anything that we did. But the funny thing is, at that time, they were even larger than they had ever been, swelling to 22 participants in the government at the time. I never would have known that.
No shit.
Yeah, but thankfully in the late 90s, they closed up and took their judgmental, false religious rage somewhere else. Extremely ironically later, Tipper Gore, the founder of the PMRC, became an advocate for the LGBTQ community and would actively participate in events in support of like AIDS charities and things like that.
No
And
shit.
yeah, was very publicly against the ban on gay marriage. It was very strange for me, the switch that went on with her.
Turn it
But,
around.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yep.
Huh, interesting. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe she discovered the club scene somewhere.
Mhm. That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, put on some patent leather pants in the late 90s and said, fuck it, this is fun.
Well, she was the one seeing sex everywhere it wasn't, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah.
surprise me.
There you go. All right, so there you go. That is our discussion on Warrant Shit Pie. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I do. I enjoyed talking about it. I love ripping an album apart from time to time. I got excited when I was listening to it, knowing that I was going to be able to go on several tyrants. So there you go. Let's talk about our favorite tracks. For me, I think it's obvious. The best track on this album is Uncle Tom's Cabin, and the track I would cut would be everything except for Uncle Tom's Cabin. Dave.
For my favorite track, do I have to pick? I
Yes.
mean, you mean the one I hated the least,
Yes.
right? Would choosing the cover song be a cop out? I guess I'm gonna pick Cherry Pie because it was the biggest hit and has a competent guitarist doing the solo.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And which one would you shit can?
Sorry, yeah, I would cut Ode to Tipper Gore. Try shocking me instead with some quality guitar riffs and butch up your band a little.
Yeah, give me 11 songs. Lisa!
My favorite was I Saw Red.
Oh, no.
Yep, and I would cut Sure Feels Good to Me.
Go. If I had to replace one member of Warrant, I would replace Janie Lane, okay? And I would replace him with Bret Michaels, not because Bret is a better singer, but because Bret might bring some hooks and choruses to this sterile, boring album. Dave.
Replacements, holy shit, take your pick. Can I just replace the whole band with Poison and Lane and Bret can just do a duet thing?
Let's do that.
Oh, wait, Nelson exists already.
Classic.
Okay, well, what Warrant needed was a guitar hero, somebody solid who didn't look like the guys working the counter at your local sub shop. I give this guy hate anytime we're talking about Kiss because Ace cannot be duplicated. But let's replace both Warrant guitarists with Tommy Thayer. Look at a picture of him from 1990. He would have been perfect for Warrant. His solos in Black and Blue were not super flashy, but show he had the solid guitar skills that Warrant needed. And he's obviously a team player who knows how to follow rules. And oddly enough, as we mentioned, Tommy's Black and Blue bandmate, Jamie St. James, was the singer for Warrant for a few years in the mid-2000s when Janie was not with the band. So, yep, Tommy Thayer on guitar.
I like it. It all ties together. It works. Lisa, how are you going to Frankenstein up Warrant?
You aren't going to like my pick.
Yeah, but Billy Sheehan on bass?
No. I think Janie needed a guitarist that could write good riffs, that could play live, and that could play decent solos that don't sound like they're all written down on paper before they're played, which is kind of what I got from this album. Everything was very planned and clean and studio, right? So I'm leaving Joey Allen there because he played banjo and harmonica, we think.
Yeah.
At least he did
Or not,
live. At least he did live. I'm replacing the other guitarist with Richie Sambora.
Oh, nice. Sure. Richie's way too good for this band, but fine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great.
I don't know.
That would be a waste of Richie's talent.
I
Yes,
think
it
it's
would.
a good idea though to put Janie in front of Poison because Janie's his vocal range was way more than Brett's. I think that's a good pick.
Sure.
Poison didn't need any more range. They were fine. Okay, let's do some final thoughts and some Watt scores on this one. So aside from Uncle Tom's Cabin, I absolutely hated this album. So 20 points for Uncle Tom's Cabin, 8.1 for Cherry Pie, and 4.8 for I Saw Red. So that's a total of 32.9 points plus 1 watt for the rest of the album minus 1 point for the last track, fucking Tipper Gore. So the total score for this is 32.9 watts. I absolutely hated it and I will never listen to it ever again. And that includes Uncle Tom's Cabin. Dave.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna plug my upcoming gigs here.
Do it.
I'm gonna be with the Gypsy Freaks playing some rock and roll covers, playing guitar Friday, January 23rd. That's about 2 weeks away at 8 p.m. at Platinum City Gaming, 294 Winthrop Street in Taunton, Massachusetts. So yeah, Friday, January 23rd, we're playing at Platinum City Gaming.
Platinum
and
City
also,
Gaming. Okay.
Sunday, February 1st, we're playing a benefit for the fire victims at the practice space up in Nashua, I think it was. We're doing a benefit for them. We're going to be at Abreu's, 1794 Bridge Street in Drake at Mass. The show starts at 2 p.m. Gypsies will be on at 4 p.m.
Nice. Nice.
So the more I hear from Warrant and see live footage, the less I like them. They were everything wrong with glam metal, style over substance, and a band that could barely play. I will say it. Warrant killed 80s rock. Janie was a good singer and songwriter, but deserved a way better band. There's a few songs on this album that are okay, really squishy and soft overall, but nothing I would actually go out of my way to hear. Definitely will not be re-listening, maybe ever. 39.9.
Lisa.
I had fun revisiting this one. This is way, way out of my wheelhouse, completely far away from anything that I listen to now. It's definitely not something I'll re-listen to again, although a couple of their songs, if they come on the radio, I'm not turning them off. I still like Sometimes She Cries and Heaven and Down Boys. It's funny because Dave's band doesn't play any songs from Warrant at all.
Good for you.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. You got, to be fair, you play what people want to hear, right? And I'm assuming that means Warrant is not something people want to hear, right?
Maybe not.
Cherry Pie, I think, would go over good in a drunk bar.
I would need to get drunk again to play Cherry Pie.
I would have to miss that, then I wouldn't come.
Okay, so I've always been sad about Janie and his story, and I think it brought back a lot of memories for me. He got raked over the coals and shamed and written about awful things and stalked by paparazzi. He's a real person, and I think a lot of people would have killed to have been in his shoes, having written such a huge song and having a career like his, where he could have spent his life as a working musician, which is a blessing, really, if you can do that. I think had he lived long enough, he would have loved to see this resurgence of 80s music, and he would have been out there touring with all the guys, doing Monsters of Rock cruise and all the festivals, and probably, putting out new albums or whatever. It's kind of sad, and for some reason his loss makes me irrationally angry. Like, what a waste of songwriting talent. I've seen that Warrant recently without him. They play great now. I don't know if there was problems back in the day, but they sound good now. It's worth the ticket price, so I do think that everyone should go see them if you haven't before. They still put on a fun show. But again, this album, it's not really for me, but I found some nice things in here, and I'm giving it a 72.1.
All right, add it up. Let's find out where this sucker lands on the Violent Vinyl leaderboard.
You are single-handedly saving Warrant's score on the chart here.
Sometimes music can be just for fun,
Oh yeah, that's totally fine.
This was not one of those instances.
It should still be good.
Okay, so on the Violent Vinyl album chart, Warrant. Oh, this is not okay for me.
Okay, I love it.
Warrant comes in at number 35.
Dead last.
With a total score of 48.30, putting it significantly below Fastway's Trick or Treat. Oh, that is so wrong.
No, Fastway's Trick or Treat is 10,000 times better than this album.
No.
Yeah.
This is wrong. That is totally wrong.
Rock and roll. I'm sorry. Now singing Fastway.
Terrible.
Okay. Dave, you've got the next pick. Please tell us what our homework assignment will be for the next 2 weeks.
Yes. I cannot believe that we didn't cover this one already.
Excited.
We are going to listen to Van Halen 1984.
Nice.
Yes. And for the Should They Have Made It segment, I selected a band from Erie, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. They did an album in 1982. I recently was alerted to their presence on the internet, and I took a look, and it was wild. Okay. Check these guys out. I picked their first track titled Crazy. The band is called Snowmen. You can hear this on You can
You said
Yeah.
you said snowman.
Snowmen.
snowman.
Oh, snowmen. So it's plural.
Yes,
Yeah.
plural. If you look up Snowmen 1982, you should be able to find them. But you can hear this on YouTube on a channel called Danube Sail AOR Melodic Rock. That's DANUBE space AOR, like Adam Orange
Radio.
rocket. Sure. Space melodic rock. Definitely look up photos or video of these guys. WTF.
The Lone Rangers. There's 3 of you. You're not very alone. Okay. But Dave, you can catch that on YouTube though as well.
Yeah, that's if you go to that space or just like search Snowmen 1982 album. You should be
Crazy
able to find it.
snowman. I've never been more intrigued in my life to go search out a band. So
Wait till you see this.
I can't wait. I
And
literally
look
can't
up some video.
All right. On our sister podcast, Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? We will be reviewing Kill Bill. Kill Bill. And spoiler alert, after we do this Van Halen album, we will be doing the Asphalt Ballet Pigs album for our listeners. So that one is coming down the pipe.
Sweet.
Yes. Until next time, take those albums out of the sleeve and let the music breathe. See you next time.